And we are live. What is happening, everybody? Welcome to the stream. I want to thank everyone for coming in this evening. Hopefully, everyone's not running out and spending all their money on big screen TVs. Save it for wheels. We
Or do.
have
Buy what you feel.
we
Buy
have
what you feel. Buy what
amazing
makes you happy.
guests this evening. I want to thank everyone for joining us. Again, this is going to be amazing. We have Mr. Johnny Govroom. Thank you, sir. And Mr. Green
My pleasure, bro.
Master Mike stepping to the freaking stage on this Friday evening. Come one, come all. We're just going to wait for a few more people to join in. Again, I am Sensei, and I always appreciate everyone stopping by the channel, stopping on the lives, and just joining us in this real life journey that we're all on. We got CJ in the house. Thank you so much for coming in. And
So CJ,
What's going on, CJ? How long you been doing the stream? How long you been? I've been watching you for probably 2 years at least. How long you been doing the EUC thing on
on
YouTube?
on YouTube, wow. Okay. Do you want the short version or long version? I
I
started
mean,
making video. The actual Sensei Vegan channel. I
yeah, I saw that
started.
you had some ramen. I
Yeah,
saw you had some
it's
ramen there.
yeah. It started out like a cooking channel. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
I was doing the whole plant-based thing, and people were always
Yeah.
asking me, "What do you eat?" So I did that for a while. So that started in about 2016, I think it was about 2016, 2017, on the edge of 2017,
Oh, okay, okay, okay. So
and
when did EUCs become part of your channel?
2020, the pandemic.
Okay.
The
mm,
pandemic. Channel stalled out,
whoa, I don't know.
and I was like, I was going to start a whole new like EUC channel.
Hmm.
Now this is going to sound crazy, but I think everyone needs to hear this. I said this story before. So when I started out and this channel stalled, I was going to start a new one. I was like, you know what? I'm going to stick with the Sensei Vegan. And this is crazy because some people think vegans are just obnoxious and always trying to push their message out there. And I was like, you know what? I'm just going to keep the name Sensei Vegan, and I'm going to show that hey, I do everything that everyone else does, PEVs, skateboard, all this type of stuff, but I just eat a little bit different. I'm not here to throw my eating values up in people's faces. You guys can see that. Eat what you want to eat. I just want
Yeah.
to show, live your life and just have fun. And I stuck with the Sensei Vegan, and it kind of worked because the name sticks out, and that was the best move
It works
ever.
for you, bro. It works. It
Yeah,
works.
and dude. It's been so I'm a pandemic rider. That's when I learned. And seriously, dude, and
I
it's
feel like
been I've been
I
doing
feel
it
like
ever since.
that's like a lot of people, like that was probably a big wave for EUC was the pandemic.
Yeah.
Scooters, everything.
So Johnny,
Yeah,
when did
everybody had time to spare.
so Johnny, when did I know you've been riding for a while. So how did you get your start? When did you start riding EUCs and how did you
Um, so a little bit after the pandemic started, I guess it was probably uh 2021, I think is when I started riding. And it was as a result of just kind of being stir crazy, didn't want to leave the house. Just it was weird. I everybody was going through a lot of stuff, and I was no different, but going through my own thing. And I just was looking online for one-wheeled motorcycles, and I don't know why I wanted to have a one-wheeled motorcycle, but for some reason I wanted a one-wheeled motorcycle. So I ended up looking, online for what a one-wheeled motorcycle could be, and they had these weird things like these weird like S1000 like scooter things that you could kind of like balance on with your feet. And I saw a couple of those things. And then I saw uh, in the comment section, I was looking and I saw that there was like, people that were commenting, and one person said something about a uke, and then another person said something about a uke. And I was like, what the fuck? What are these uke things? And it was an EUC. And so I had looked up an EUC. And
Jeez.
then, the rabbit hole went from there to, I found an InMotion V8. Then after I got a hold of the InMotion V8, then the rest is kind of history. I sought to learn every single thing that you could possibly do on an electric unicycle on that wheel. And then I've been trying to do that on everything else that I ride since I've gotten it.
Nice, nice. Green Master Mike, how about yourself? What got you into the whole EUC realm of things?
Well, with me, because I used to live in the Bay Area,
Oh,
and
shoot.
then
There's a
yeah,
whole lot
yeah,
of people.
yeah, I was in the Bay Area, and I'm a pipe fitter, and so I lay pipe everywhere. No, so I'm a pipe
What's
fitter,
up, gentlemen? What's going on, guys?
so um I ended up getting like divorced, and I was a single dad, and I ended up finding a lady down in Mexico, and so I got remarried uh just recently, and been with her, and but when I moved down here, there wasn't shit to do, so like I'm working in San Diego, and I don't know really too many people, and I'm staying and I stay in Mexico. I live in Tecate, Mexico.
Mhm.
And so my work is in the U.S. So I'm a U.S. citizen, and all that. But I figured, well, hell, like rent is dirt cheap down in Mexico, like $500 for a house, 600. It's got two bedrooms, kitchen, all. It's good size house, in
Mhm.
a good area. And I'm like,
Yeah, that
well,
sounds, that's a win.
yeah.
That's
So
all
and I
wins.
just I just cross over the border, and then I make about 1,000 a week, a little bit more than that. So I'm living pretty good. So that I had all this extra money, and I was like bored, and I was like, what the hell do I do? Well, I don't like motorcycles. I don't like motorcycles,
Mhm.
and I I want to go fast. And by the time I got my first wheel, there was wheels already coming out like the Monster and stuff like that. And so when I got my first wheel, I started with a 9-bot 1,
Wow.
and I was like, what the hell did I do, man? Why did I get this? I'm nuts. I bought it from some guy and shit, and I swear I I I have good equilibrium, or whatever you want to call it, balance. But when you're teaching yourself, like no one around, like, hey, dude, this is how you do it, and like YouTube videos can only do so much. So
Right.
I was falling on my ass for a good week before I could not fucking fall on my ass. And I was like almost regretting it, but I was like, you know what? I got to have something to do. And the rest is history. I went from 9-bot to In Motion, from In Motion King Song to Extreme Bull to now Begode.
Mhm.
And I'm a big Begode guy now, because like the power's there, dude. It's just they just got to fix their firmware here and there. But I mean, they all got firmware issues. Almost all
Yeah.
of them do.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I like riding. I like racing people. Um, so I like to race. I should be racing, but lately I've been going through a lot of financial crap, and so I couldn't do nothing this year. But yeah, I love racing, man. That's like speed is my thing. I like riding 45, 55,
Mhm.
um, and I feel comfortable there. I'm not a big off-roader. I don't really like off-roading much. Um,
Oh, we're gonna touch on
you
that.
know,
Yeah.
yeah,
Wow.
but,
Guys,
but
let's give
that's
a
what.
big shout out. Like we'll come right back to you in a second. Give a shout out to everyone coming in. Everyone, thank you so much. We got Devo, CJ, Spartacus. Thank you. Again, thank you for joining us on this Friday. We got two amazing guys here, Johnny and Mikey. And I think it's great just to hear everyone's story and how we all just came together. I always call it a realm because that's what it is. And we're just sharing our experiences. And it's like you hear so many riders say it's therapy. You want to add a little bit to that? Do you guys feel like riding is like a therapy for you guys? Anyone can.
Yeah,
Go ahead,
yeah,
Mike.
yeah. I do, man. Because I'm telling you, I have 5 kids. I'm 48 next month, right? My youngest is 22, and like, so all my whole life was mostly about my kids when I was raising them, and now when I had this thing to myself, right? So I'll get worked up at work, because I do construction, like contractors, whatever I dealt with that day. I would get home, And I ride almost every single day, dude. Even when it's raining, I ride almost every single. So I would get home and I noticed that every time I would ride, it would chill me out.
Hmm.
It would really de-stress me big time. And so there's times where I'm dealing with stuff with the old lady, and I'm like, all right, deuce, I'm out, and I take off, and I come back, and I'm more chill, and everything's
Right.
calmed down, and it's like, so yeah, I think it is. I think it's therapeutic.
Awesome. Johnny, what about yourself, brother?
Yeah, man, there's a lot of components to it that are therapeutic. I mean, any one part of it is therapeutic, I would say. But there's a certain magic to the act of it that I think is nice for the human brain. I mean, there's lots of good science supporting the, impact of ambulatory activities on the amygdala and the way that you perceive stress and thusly react to it. And so kind of like your resting place for, you know, your for your blood pressure and stuff. So mechanically,
Hmm.
EUC does help to mitigate that. For gentlemen, there's a couple of life activities that significantly decrease the testosterone that they have, and those life activities are marriage, and then children. And it's because you have to reduce your life-threatening things when you have a life mate. You now have to be around for them,
Right.
and then when you have children, you now have to be around for them. So you can no longer, chase a coyote across the road into the wilderness and not worry about what happens.
Hmm.
And it's just what it is, because you have to be around for these things. And so um, the 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 male in this society needs an impetus for testosterone, for endocrine support, and without that impetus, it's very challenging to do it. So there's so many ways that it does increase your mental health, and one of those ways is, it definitely can support mechanically your hormones, a healthy hormone system for anybody, but particularly for men, because we do suffer from a testosterone dip, as you go into your 40s and 50s and stuff like
Hmm.
that. So that target age group is, you kind of see we all kind of clamor to it around there. I'm 41 myself, so you see a lot of us, we just
Yeah, you're
start to
still
clamor
young.
to it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
You're
Yeah.
still young, dude.
Yeah, yeah. But
Yeah.
I mean, that's just mechanically what happens as we get along. And so the EUC thing, it definitely helps. You got people,
Yeah. Let's see if we can dive into a
they're
quick.
talking about,
I see some stuff popping up about the Apex. I think
yeah.
we can, we'll touch on that. I think Stan was asking about the Apex and a few other people, and then we'll kind of bounce over to where you see the wheels going, as far as even some of the retro
I
wheels. I call them
mean,
retro,
I
but
mean, I'm good to talk about what these guys are talking about, man. They kind of,
yeah, pick
because
something out,
like,
man. Pick
because right
something out
now,
that
they're sitting here talking. There's a lot of stuff about the about the Apex,
you want to. Okay, let's
and
jump on that one. Want to jump on the
yeah.
Apex? Okay.
Yeah, see, that's why I didn't like. I think the Apex is going to be a stupendous wheel,
Hmm.
um, and the
Yeah, you
reason
just
why I
gotta work
didn't
out
want,
the kinks, yeah, pretty much, But it's a
uh,
great wheel.
that's with any wheel. They're just kind of like bearing their selves kind of in front of folks,
Yeah.
and they did that in earnest, which I think is a very good move. I think that's an
Yep.
honest thing to do. However, what I think is, um, and I mentioned this on my channel, is that there's people who are doing it the right way and communicating things that are actively getting things done. And then there's people who did it the wrong way. And so you're getting, you know, people that are still saying things like Apex needs to work on that suspension link, when that suspension link was resolved before that issue was presented to people. And it's even further been resolved beyond that. So it's like when you get people putting out misinformation so that way they can get kind of like clickbait stuff, it produces stuff like what you're having happen on your channel, where you've got people asking about things that have actually already been resolved and kind of putting a wheel in a bad spot when there's issues with the apex, but the issues with the apex have nothing to do with the issues that people have kind of gassed up. And
Right.
so that's
Right.
kind of, but whatever people got to do to get views, they got to do.
No, I get that. Yeah, those are good points. Those are really good points. Mikey, what's your take on the Apex? And I'll come sliding in afterwards after you say
I
something.
I think it's a great wheel. I think that Jack and them got a winner. I think that people just need to just chill out and just wait till everything's worked out. I mean, none of the wheels that are out there, like look at the Master that I like, the V4 right there, Master V4. That's a few versions down. So I mean, that's their first version.
Yeah,
You know
dude.
what I mean? So I think it's better to have more manufacturers than less, because then we're stuck with one or two manufacturers. Then what they put out, that's it. When more options, I think it's better to always have more options. And everything I've seen from the guy that Marty, the guy that Marty picked to test ride it, what's his name, Matt?
Yeah.
You guys,
Yeah.
yeah, Matt dogged it, man.
Oh, that wheel.
I seen his trail ride probably, and props to him, dude. I seen his trail ride probably 4 or 5 times in one sitting, because I was just like, wow, this guy is amazing, dude. And this
Hmm.
is a new wheel he's using to do this with.
Yeah.
So if he could put it through all that stuff, I mean, dude, it's a winner, dude. It's a winner.
Yeah. I mean, that's a good point too. I mean, what Matt put that wheel through, 90% of riders aren't going to put it through that punishment.
No,
You know what I mean? So and I would say the issues that he had are minor for a brand new wheel hot off the press,
So
exactly.
you know.
what's there are so many, I have a video coming up about the Apex. So if you guys are interested in that, I talked to Jack and I
Sure.
talked to Gabe about it, and that'll be something worth seeing. But the 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 people, so I don't agree with what Marty did by doing his little thing with the linkage thing, but I do appreciate that he did delegate. He does a wonderful job delegating. Like, he knows fast riders and he gets fast riders to ride fast wheels. He knows trail riders, he gets trail riders to ride trail wheels. And I appreciate that about it, because we did get the opportunity to have Matt pressure testing this wheel.
Mhm.
So what you have is a unique situation where the ears are completely open from the manufacturer for advanced working to get things resolved, uh, to such an end that, like, this is one of the things that I'll tell you from my video, that I had asked some questions to Gabriel about this wheel. And you have that linkage was pressure tested. It was not only the new linkage that came out, right? So there was already fixed, but he showed it anyway for some reason. And then there was the linkage that Matt was using that was the fixed linkage. And
Mhm.
then now they came out, like, they sent that linkage, okay? They sent a test iteration of that linkage to a lab to have it inspected, because there was no visual wear and tear on it, but they wanted to see what the what the durability of it was underneath a lab test. And some kind of magical fucking lab test they gave it showed that even though it wasn't visibly messed up, that it was actually messed up. So they scratched all the linkages again. So what the production models are getting are not
So
getting,
is it the
not a batch
material that
one.
it's made of?
Yeah, I have no idea. I
I
just know
did
that they
hear.
have scratched it. They've scratched it. This is the third
Mhm.
iteration is what you're going to get on this wheel right now, is what we're
Right.
getting. So
Right.
the first iteration, no. Second iteration, no. Jack did 250 drops off like a 1.2 meter thing. And after that,
Wow.
that was the pressure test. And then he sent that linkage, even though there was no visual issues with it. He sent that linkage over to a test facility lab, and when they said that, even though it didn't look like it was messed up, it was still messed up underneath the lab somehow. I have no fucking idea. I'm not that smart, but they they ended up, scratching all of those linkages, and now every production Apex is getting this third version linkage, not the version 1, not the version 2, a third version that
Kind of
was
basically
after further.
the final version that they've mastered, basically.
Right. Yeah.
What
Yeah.
I'm saying is that at the end of Matt's video, you hear him talking about the master version 4. You hear him say, and he kind of closes it up in a way that kind of like backs himself into a corner, and it doesn't like kind of get out the way that the positive. It doesn't come off in the positive that I think that he meant for it to be.
Mm.
And he says that, the Master 1 was janky, and, the Master 4 was like great. And then he kind of like ties the Apex in there and whatnot. But I kind of think I heard through what he was kind of like putting together. And what you end up having with Matt, with regard to this, is that I think that if Matt and writers like Matt and Gabriel were involved with the process of delivering a wheel suited for the environments that they respectively have in their backyards, that if the master had this level of input from Western writers, that it would have quickly become a master version 4 very, very quickly. A lot of the issues that could have come to market with the Apex have been like rigorously worked on, like behind the scenes and also in front of the scenes. And you see Jack coming to, the community, week in and week out with solutions for problems that are being given nonstop. And it's there's a lot to be said for that, man.
Yeah.
Like the
Yeah.
Apex isn't a reactionary wheel, right? Like when you look at every other manufacturer right now, like by all intents, for all intents and purposes, like the Apex should be a wheel like at biting at Extreme Bull or biting at Bagode. But the Apex, for all intents and purposes, gives no fucks about any other company. The Apex is a wheel that only gives fucks about the riders that are out there that want to take advantage of what it is that it's doing. These
Exactly.
new things that give you the capacity to like really take advantage of some gnarly physics wrapped around this wheel. And I know a couple of things. I'm not going to get into it right now, but I know a couple of things about this wheel, a couple of more things that it's going to be a sick wheel. I personally will
Well,
not be able to afford it out the gate, but it's going to be a crazy, crazy, crazy bananas wheel. And I like, I mean, like, any wheel that you take and you abuse, you will have to service. So make that clear for you. Every single person out there that's like, you want to be able to ride a wheel and never have to do anything to it. Motherfucker, if you ride it hard and you beat it up, you will have to take care of it. I'm sorry. I have no idea
it's
what
like a car,
universe people
man.
live on
You gotta
that you
take care
think
of it.
that you can just beat stuff up and it's never going to need to be serviced. So that
Exactly.
is going to happen no matter what you're riding.
Yeah.
Okay. But this is going to be a crazy wheel.
Yeah.
Sorry. I
No, no,
talked a
no, dude. See,
lot.
this is what this platform is all about. It's not about me. It's about bringing guests on here and just hearing what they have to say. Everyone brings knowledge, and this is, I hope everyone's listening to what he's saying because, man, there was some golden nuggets dropped right there. Seriously. But this is the thing too, and this isn't taking shots at anybody. I hear riders always say, "Oh man, I wish other companies would come in and we need more variety." But when they do, when they now the Apex comes in, it's like people hitting at the legs at them. Give them a fair shot, man. Give them a fair shot. I say what I see right now with the Apex, and I say the actual issues that we see to me are minor. They're minor. They're minor, especially for a brand new wheel coming out the blocks. The issues that they're having right now are very minor compared to what we've seen, coming out with other wheels. Some wheels come out, you're like, man, this is not their first rodeo. How come they're having so many problems? You
I
know?
mean, you know, this wheel, like, and I don't necessarily want to make this into like it's like an Apex
Apex talk.
stream,
Yeah, we'll move
do
on
an
after
Apex stream, but can you hear
that.
me still?
Yeah, I've got you loud. You
Yeah,
sound
so,
good.
but the way that the wheel is balanced, like if you know anything about like how the wheel, like when they feel pitching side to side, like the way that the wheel is balanced, top to bottom, side to side, the fact that you can completely determine where you want the weight situated. I mean, you've got to like, so it's perfectly balanced front to back. Like, it's not front heavy, back heavy. Now, you can dictate top to bottom heaviness with relative ease by virtue of the amount of travel that you can kind of adjust there. So, I mean, if you are a warrior, sensei vegan, if you're a warrior, and I think about myself as a corny freaking Power Ranger, like modern samurai sort of dude, because like I
Yeah, yeah.
teach, I train people 5 days a week. Like I have a
Yeah.
yoga certification. Like I
Awesome.
have a yoga certification. That sounds really stupid to
Nah,
say it that
dude.
way. But bro, I got like 5 different certifications for fitness. So like I take this stuff like I incorporate a lot of weird stuff into the way that I ride. And and I feel the wheel in a very, very different way than like I'm not sure how other people experience it, but it's weird the way I feel the wheel. And the I think that and I don't think I'm unique in that. Like I think that other people, like there's people that like ride the wheel. There's people that wear the wheel, and there's people that like become one with the wheel. And when you like get to that place where you feel like you're becoming one with the wheel, then being able to adjust the mechanics of it and the predictability of it to such a degree that it can become exactly what you need by virtue of pedal height, by virtue of the weight distribution front to back or top to bottom, that suspension, like all of it becomes language that you can use to speak. It becomes a different manner of like it's just a completely different language and way of speaking and way of being. I mean,
Mhm.
I mean, you guys know it's a very special thing, but this wheel is going to present something very different.
Yeah, I think so. I know whether you're a street rider, whether you're a hard trail rider, I think that with all these different adjustments, again, you might have to do a little more maintenance, but every wheel needs maintenance. You're going to be able to make some major advances with this thing, street or trail. Um, let's, okay, we're going to start flashing up some questions here. I was just listening to all that knowledge being dropped again. I want to thank everyone for joining us this Friday evening. We got Johnny Govroom and Green Master Mike.
I'll
Also,
be interested to see what happens with the tariffs as well, man. Like
oh
tariffs,
yeah,
Oh
but
yeah.
yeah, for sure.
but
Um,
I
one
like
thing, Johnny,
it's
real quick,
yep.
if we could touch here too. This is good. CJ, phenomenal dude too, phenomenal rider. You said these 4K prices are out of bounds, and the price is going to get worse with the China tariffs. So it depends. I think we have to sit back and wait and see what they're going to do with the tariffs. I was looking at some of the other stuff, and let's just see what happens. Hopefully, it doesn't affect us a lot, but we'll see if everything can stay balanced out. But Johnny, we actually spoke a little bit, and Mike, we talk about this a lot too, as far as the price of wheels. And you guys both have brought a great point: the used market, and then I always say like some of the retro wheels are great ways, excuse me, to actually the get into wheel life. So you guys want to sort of take a stab at that answer or that question as far as the pricing and ways around it, and how do you guys sort of the
Yeah,
price?
I completely agree with you that the 4K prices are way out of bounds, 1000%. And I also I think that with the tariffs, you just kind of have to wait and see exactly where they're going to hit. I mean, like we had tariffs back in 2017, and they were like on washers and dryers and stuff like that. So it's like certain sectors that they try to put, depending on what sector they try and put pressure on in order to like shift manufacturing, is oftentimes where you'll see the tariffs imposed. I am stupid though, so don't listen to me about political or financial things. But if you look it up, you might find something like that. It's the truth. So. Um, yeah, I mean the seat trolley handle thing, I really don't think that the so that's I'll get derailed, but I don't think that the seat trolley handle thing is I think it's important for somebody to decide what they're good at and to admit what they're not good at. And I think that using space for something that you're good at, as opposed to trying to just make everybody happy, I think that speaks volumes from a manufacturer's perspective, which is another thing that I completely respect about the way that the Apex was being designed.
Mhm.
So instead of trying to get all the money from people who just need a trolley handle and seat because they need a trolley handle and seat, instead of just trying to take your money, they're just like, you know, this wheel is maybe not exactly for you, and that's okay. You know, in this world, we have to accept that maybe everything is not for every person,
Mhm.
and that's okay. But with regard to that thing that we were talking about, the wheel, the used wheel thing, I mean, like, bruh, you can get an EX30 for like 2 grand, 1700, 2 grand right now, and you can have fun on a wheel that you buy for $500. I mean, like you were how you tell me about again that nine bot that you bought, Mike, the nine bot that you had bought. How much did you pay for that, and how much fun did you have for how long on that?
When I first got it was years ago, about 4 years ago, and I got it from the gentleman used, and well, I didn't know prices, dude, and it shipped and everything. It was $500, but it had like 300 miles on it. It was like in mint condition. The guy rode it in the streets of San Francisco, and I think I rode it probably for the first two
What's up,
months, dude, and I was like, I need faster,
Fresh Bones?
But then you look around like on electric unicycle marketplace, I think that's or Telegram groups and stuff, and there's always someone selling wheels, man. Like that dude up there, I forgot that dude in San Francisco's name, but he was selling like monsters for like 700, 800, and I was like, they're older wheels, but they're still good wheels.
Wheels, bro. They're still good wheels. Man, my last video, I went out on the RS, right? RS 19 high speed. Um, I did like just no music, a little bit of music toward the end, just the sound environment. Man, the joy I had on that freaking wheel, man. No suspension, just me and the road. Excellent. It's just like the wheel is so well balanced, the RS, and you can get these things now for like $700, dude.
Yeah.
Whether it's
Oh, the
sport or the
RSs are
speed,
the
yeah,
RSs are
man,
quick wheels.
yeah. And the
They're
thing, yeah, and that wheel will do if you can do it 48 miles an hour, 47 miles an hour. It's not a slow wheel, and you can pick these things up dirt freaking cheap. People trying to dump everything off, and I'm like, snatch them up if you're looking for a good wheel.
I
Snatch them up.
mean, it'll take you for at least, a year and a half of good riding. I mean, I I honestly don't have really any opinions about suspension versus non-suspension wheels anymore, like as far as like what you have to get first. I mean, get something light that you can like sling around. If they like honestly, like I don't, to me it doesn't matter suspension versus non-suspension wheel. I think that you really need to focus on
But
buying a
hey,
beginner
Johnny, you
wheel.
don't have like a specific wheel that you could say, hey, you know what? If you're not going to spend a lot of money, if you went non-suspension, this would be a good one. And if you went suspension, you got any choices in that?
I mean, like I I really so I think that that's what I was
Like for
touching
a
on, that like
beginner
I
wheel,
would
let's say.
that I would just as soon say like buy something that is dumb light and easy to whip around, and to me something like a V8 would be like the
Yeah,
ideal, and I would prefer that somebody actually commit to a beginner wheel and then just learn everything on the beginner wheel, like a $400 something, a $500 top something. Learn to go forwards, learn to go backwards,
Right.
learn to bonk curbs, learn how to cut that bad boy out, learn what it's like to get that thing up to 90% and do it on grass and cut it out. Like
yeah.
feel what all of that stuff is like, because when you invest in suspension, like if you're at $1,100, why not go to 1,500? If you asking me, my advice is go to 1,500. And if
Yeah.
you have 1,500, my
So
advice is
fresh
just to
bones.
save up to two.
Save up to two.
You know,
Yeah.
just save up to 2 grand. It like so buy a beginner wheel, and then if you want a nice performance wheel, save up to 2 grand, and then
Cool.
go
See,
and find somebody. Go ahead.
that's why I bought. So down here in Mexico, when I live down here, I started thinking maybe I got to teach kids because some of these kids, the poverty is pretty bad somewhere
Mm-hmm.
in the areas down here. I don't want to get into that talk, but I would see that they would see me and they like you were talking about Power Ranger earlier, right? Hey,
Hmm.
dude, I would suit up in full green. Well, I'm Green Master Mike, but I would suit up in full green, and these kids would treat me like I was a Power Ranger. They want to take pictures with me, and well, I remember a little kid was like, "You're my hero," So,
That is cool.
um, yeah, dude. So, like to me, I ended up buying a V10 to teach, just to teach. I just
That's
bought it
awesome.
just to teach, and because it's a light wheel, and you could set the speed on it also, and at that, once they get a little better, it's just that little bit of notch before you're like, hey, you got to buy your own wheel. You know what I mean? Or
Yes. Yep.
something.
Yep.
The V10 is a good wheel. And it's light, and it's
Hmm.
got the fancy little lights and the speakers. You got the Bluetooth music on it. It's good weatherproofed. So it's a good wheel all around. To me, that's why I would pick as the beginner wheel for somebody if they bought a brand new wheel, because you can pick one up from In Motion right now for like $700 brand new. That's
Dude, they
that's a
got the
good.
V. Dude, we were talking about that
Yeah, they
earlier.
got the
V12
V12 Pro
Pro
for 999.
for 999, dude.
Yeah, that's a really,
I
really
have
good
one of
deal.
those
I
too,
mean,
but I got a high speed.
They
You
brought
know,
it
and
back too. They
it's
say they have 80 units left. They put it back up there, man. So if anyone, I mean, the V12,
I know,
that's
dude. I'm so tempted.
as
I'm so tempted. You have no idea.
oh my goodness.
emotions out here trying to play, trying to do war games with this Christmas season. They're like, you will spend all your
Yeah,
money with in motion.
Dude,
exactly, right.
they were
But
selling a V13 for what? Was it $1,600 at one point?
Yeah, it was really cheap, bro.
And then
It
that
was
Pro
really,
for
really cheap.
2 grand?
It was
now,
Unbelievable.
really
if you
cheap.
guys
I
go to
was
think about that, right? If you guys go to think about that for a second, and you're like, okay, if they're selling these things for 999, I bought a high speed for 2200 from E Wheels, right? Why are they selling this thing for so cheap? And why not have the price a lot lower when it does go back to normal? Why does it have to go up $1,300? That's insane. How much was your T4?
My T4 was 1400 delivered. I got it
Yeah,
off of
you could get a
parts.
T4 just for the savings.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Oh, I do want to add a statement, Johnny. You brought a good point up. Get you a wheel and learn everything you want to learn on it, right? So I finally took the dive and I got some knobs, right? I got some 3D printed knobs. Thank you, Duff, so much. So I said, let me put these things on the T4 Pro. Johnny, you ride a T4 Pro. I still say that wheel's underrated. People
it's highly
people don't
underrated.
know, man. That is a nasty freaking little wheel, man. It's a nasty wheel. And I mean nasty in a good way. So I'm ripping on this thing, right? No camera, nothing. It's just me again, the wind, the freaking wheel, and the road. I said, let me jump on it a little bit, dude. I hit it. I'm on my toes like Michael Jackson. That thing, I felt to get ready to cut.
Oh
But dude,
shit.
yeah, but like you said, you push your wheel till you know what's happening. Dude, I sat down and I jumped back and I pulled it back. Riding again. So let me get on it again. Same exact thing, man. Put me on my toes, sat down, didn't panic, and just, pulled it back from cutting out. But again, if you practice and you know your wheel, you know what's going to happen. You know what I mean? I'm not telling everybody to go ride out and cut it, but once you
Yeah,
get
I agree.
comfortable on that wheel, you'll understand how to yank yourself out of trouble, man. Yank yourself out of trouble. But knobs do work though. Be
There's
careful.
an uncanny, I felt like there was an uncanny pedal dip on the T4 Pro, the firmware. Anytime I went to like really did anything prolonged turns or, lots of bumps on a trail, I felt like it started to tip forward. So I mitigated that by calibrating my T4 like 2.5, like 3 degrees backwards,
That's
just
high.
so that way that pedal dip wasn't so intense.
That's what I did too. I think mine's on two. I think it's two. Oh, let's see what we got here. We have let's get what's up, Unicycle Dale is in the house. Bones, what's happening, brother? Thank you for joining in again. Thank you,
Mine got
everybody.
himself an icon helmet.
Just trying to jump up here.
Oh,
What do we got?
It's Dale. I don't know what the hell he's saying.
that's yeah, that's the
There he goes.
that's the homie. That's the
I'm at
drunk.
the
That's
phone.
the
Yeah,
drunk homie in Australia.
Yeah,
yeah,
Had to
yeah.
laugh.
that was
He's a
freaking
cool guy.
awesome, man.
Yeah, my boy be wrestling alligators and riding EUCs.
While
Oh, this
drinking a
is
beer,
Devo.
riding backwards.
Yo,
Devo, I
jump,
picked up one too, bro.
drinking a beer,
I got a
jumping,
helmet.
riding
I got a helmet.
backwards. That man's
On one
crazy.
foot.
On one foot.
Have you ever seen any of his videos when he would ride on one foot backwards, dude? Just smoking a cigarette, just like nothing. Like going
I
around
mean,
like for
I
days, dude,
know.
on one foot backwards. Yeah, he used to do some videos like that back in the days.
Take it easy, Dal. Yeah, dude. It's probably working right now too. It's the next day over there. It's probably around noontime.
oh, yep. That's what he said. He's working. He's working.
Yeah,
Take it
he's
easy,
working.
Papa. Have a good day, Dale.
He's out in Australia.
Later, brother.
Crikey.
I'm gonna try to
Later,
dive through some of
Dale.
these questions
Thanks for
real quick.
coming.
Oh, Spartacus, you're funny. I know, man. I wish Miguel would give me a freaking wheel, dude. That'd be freaking awesome. But that we'll see what happens. And
Yeah, he did. That was a pretty crazy thing. I remember when that happened. He ended up getting an Insta 360, bro.
that's awesome.
He got an Insta 360 with it at X3.
Dude, I love to see riders win. I really, really do.
Yeah,
Yeah, Spartacus, the backwards king.
it
Yeah.
really is. I mean, it's like to me, there's like him, and then it's like Tarzan.
Oh
You
yeah,
know?
yeah. I've seen I was in the race with Tarzan. Tarzan was so far ahead, dude. He spun the wheel around backwards. He went across the finish line backwards, dude. It was hilarious. That was at the Wheel Life rally. Yeah, talented, talented. I did see another. Oh, okay. I definitely want to do this. This will Stan, what's happening, brother? Hopefully I shouted you out earlier. Stan's always in the trenches with us. Uh he said this, but there was something else I wanted to show. Here, give me one.
Stan.
Oh, right here. So if anybody is looking for a wheel, right? I actually purchased a few wheels off of CJ, so you're going to get a phenomenal product. He says he has a brand new V11 in the box, never used. We'll sell it for $650, and you pay the shipping. So
That's a good deal, dude. You can't beat that.
yeah, yep,
See,
yep.
that'd be a good wheel if I had a little extra cash to get. Maybe for teaching. That's a good teaching wheel right there too.
Yeah, that's crazy.
For the deal.
Dude, wait a second, guys. Look here. Devo's dropping some gold nuggets. He says, Sensei, did you hear about the Extreme Bull Phantom? I did not. You guys, did you hear about the Phantom?
No.
Dude, there's so many new wheels. I don't know,
I didn't
dude.
hear about that.
There's Panthers and Phantoms and what's
Lions,
next, man? The
tigers, and
demons. I
bears.
mean, what's
Nah, I
going
mean,
on, man?
I'll be honest with you, man. Like, I just I I could give a shit less about a lot. Like, I mean, it's too many at this point in time. It's
There is, dude.
like you're giving it's giving people fatigue of the wheels. There's just too much of it. Like people aren't even, it's like you can only tell somebody to eat some amazing new cake every weekend for
Right.
so many fucking weekends before they're like, man, cake every weekend just isn't it no more. And it's like right now, it's like they're dropping new wheels so much. It's like you're getting dopamine fatigue. It's like, how fucking excited can I be about a brand new wheel every other weekend when it's just a brand new wheel every other weekend? And realistically, they're not making me fly yet. It's not a jetpack yet. I mean, like all they're
Well,
doing,
I
you
feel
know,
bad for the new rider. I feel bad for the new rider because, like, if the new rider, that maybe got a little bit better, like back in the days, there wasn't a lot of choices to upgrade. I mean, there was like 4 or 5 wheels. Right now, there's what, like 15 friggin' wheels that have came out in the last year or something like that. It's
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
crazy, man.
Yeah. Yeah. I was looking at like I said, I watch a lot of content. I do. I can't comment on everything because I watch a lot of stuff on my Xbox. I think I always say that, but I try to give love to all the channels flying, between Facebook and there's all these different things, mostly YouTube. But I was looking at a lot of riders going back to the retro wheels. I was watching Wrong Way. He was on the Extreme Bull, the X-Men wheel. I can't remember. I think he might have had the torque. Don't quote me on that. Watched another rider, newer rider. He was on the 18XL.
Yeah.
So it's good to see that riders are still showing these
You
older
know,
wheels love, man, because they're great wheels, man. Great
yeah,
wheels.
I personally just refitted this. I was telling you about it earlier that I just redid my like the learner wheel that I have. It's called a Air Wheel X3. It's a
Oh,
friend of
the
mine
air
in
wheel.
the community. You know, he loaned it to me to let people ride to use, and you know, he's like, as far as I'm concerned, it's yours. And you know, so I've just kind of refurbished that, and you know, this wheel doesn't go more than 9 miles an hour. It's like it's a little putter. You know, it might go 6 miles or something like that,
Mm-hmm.
7 miles. But it brings back to me what is fun about electric unicycles. And it's not just about going a rocket ship in a straight line. It's like it's
Yeah.
about like the novelty of what it feels like to like use your balance to arrive at this like all new like again method of expression through your body. It's pretty cool.
I'm sorry. I go back with some of these questions. I said, oh yeah, Sherman OG, man. You never go wrong. That wheel is
Yeah, you can't go wrong with that.
can't go with that.
That
Can't go
thing's
wrong
a
with it.
tank.
It is. It don't quit. It don't that thing's awesome, man. Still love the Sherman.
Yeah, the Sherman's a great wheel. Sherman's a great wheel. You know, there's just physically things that like will be a challenge to do on that wheel that will, you know, you may doubt your capacity to be able to do it if you're doing it on that wheel. And you know, however good you think that you are on that wheel, if you had a lighter wheel, you'd be like 10 times better just by virtue of what the way that the weight of shit works. It's not it's
Yeah.
if I have you run a mile or like if I have you, you know, try to do some tricks jumping around in some 30-pound boots, you're gonna find it real difficult. I give you some 2-pound boots, you're gonna or some 15-pound boots, you're gonna feel different. If I give you some 7-pound boots, you're gonna feel even different. So it's like, you know, you know, yeah,
Yeah, there's
but
great
Hey,
there's
Johnny,
great
I
as
got
long
a
as you have
trade-offs with
question for
fun.
weight.
you, man.
Yeah.
What's
I got a
that?
question for you, John. So you know those pads that you sometimes put on some of these wheels, and I've seen on it's like J something J. I don't know. It's got like three letters.
Oh, VCF.
Oh, I know what
Yeah,
you're
yeah.
talking
And do those got springs in them? What's up with those, dude?
Those have those have magic. They have like these weird
about.
cams
Some
in them.
magic dust.
It's he's got some weird cam stuff in there. So Roger is like a psychopath, man, but like he's a Frankenstein and I've used them. I love the ReXN. The
Are they
I've
available to purchase?
they are not available for purchase. There may be things happening, but they're not available for purchase. I am praying, and God may be answering my prayers that they will be available for purchase, but they are not yet available for purchase. But
What
when they
would you
are,
rank those pads? How would you rank those pads against Grizzly or Clark pads? How would you rank those? Are they
they
better?
aren't they aren't even on the same spectrum. Yeah, they're better. Like
Really?
they like
Mm.
yeah, they you know, and again, you know, speaking very weird about wheels. They complete the fusion of body and wheel because there's the way that I can't really say a lot about it, but I will say that the way that they make it so you are able to kind of, it's like you're in it 100%
Restrictions.
without any volatility, and you are completely open and you have so much more lateral control over the wheel than you might have ever imagined was possible. And it's like, it's really crazy, dude. It's really crazy. And so
Yeah, because they're
it is
pretty
my,
wide, right? They're pretty wide, right?
oh yeah, oh
Right.
yeah. They are really wide and the way that they're like shaped and like the materials that are used and the way that the materials that are used are layered and like just it's something, brother. Those things are
Well,
crazy. I am
hopefully he puts it
completely,
out in the market.
that's what I am praying that this gets to market because they are, I have Gristle pads, I have the Clark pads, and I have the big, big, big Con Clark pads, and I've ridden like the stock patent stuff, but I'm trying to think if I've ridden any other like fun pads, oh, and then I've done like the aggro pads from E-Rides. I've
Yeah.
had those, but like the out
Have you
of the
tried
runners,
the Clark pads, bio pads, the C3
yeah,
bio
Yeah,
pads?
yeah.
Have you
oh
tried
yeah,
those?
oh yeah,
Did
I
you have the
love those
purple? You had the
things.
purple ones, right, on
oh
your
yeah.
V14, I think. The bio.
Yeah, I had the purple ones on my V14 for a little while, but yes, I like them. I like them, right? I like the idea. Like, and this is just, you know, I like the ideas that I get, like the Clark stuff, love the ideas, amazing ideas. But the finish, like once you have something that has a really good finish, you just can't not know what a really good finish is. And then you're like, ah, gosh, this isn't a really great finish, you know? So I love the design of the Clark Biopad, and I am such a staunch advocate of it, but I do not believe in the finish. So like it's not something that like I officially try to affiliate myself with because, if you buy a Biopad and you don't wear any socks, like I've had my Achilles rubbed entirely raw and had my heels scabbed up.
Dude.
You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
that
Yeah, I
like
switch them off with my Grisla. The Grisla, I think the big flow ones. I think they're the
yeah.
bigger ones, and
Hmm.
you could tell the difference. Like with the Grislas, you probably could be barefooted and you wouldn't feel nothing, dude. Because
Yeah,
they're a lot more softer.
that's what I'm saying. They're real gentle, real gentle. So it's like I use the Clark pad as a tool for what I like it for, but there's a lot of volatility that comes with that. But that's because before I owned VCF, there was nothing that did what I needed in terms of like the pads, and I hadn't yet really had like the flow pads, and like the flow pads are dope for like it depends on the wheel that you're on and what it is that you're trying to do. But if you're looking to be locked in and you're actually looking to be just like the Clark pad gets it done. The
Oh yeah,
VCF, the
that's the one
VCF
I use
gets it
for that.
done. The VCF gets it done, the Clark pad gets it done, but the Grizzly is not like that. It's not, it's like you have complete control, but you're not really locked in. You're just in control.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Big shout out to EUC
you can
Vibes for
slide out a lot
705.
easier.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, like if you fall on with the Grizzly pads, you're not going to twist you're not
Yeah,
going to twist
yeah.
your shit out.
Right. Right.
Like I've known a couple of people that have had some funny stuff happen from being locked in. So, it just depends on your riding style, man, for
Right.
sure.
Yeah. I'm a big advocate for riders learning how, like when you get a wheel, if you can learn how test it out with no pads on it. Learn it raw. Learn it raw dog first. Then start add add your trimmings to
Yo, I it's so funny. I raw dogged the wheel the other day and got my ass raw dogged on the pavement
it. You did.
because like yo, I got it all on film. I'm gonna be posting that in the next couple of videos. It's funny, but because my feet skipped, man, you just forget what it's like that. Like you hit a bump and your feet go boop 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 boop.
Yeah, I can't ride
Yo,
without pads anymore. I mean, I could do it, but I'm just saying, like my
I feel
preference,
you,
I don't
Stan.
want to ride without pads no more.
I think the closest, again, depending on how you set up the knobs, if you don't have the heel lock in, I think the knobs are probably one of the closest you can get to almost not like feel like you don't have a full pad. If that makes any sense, you know what I mean? Almost like being padless in a sense. Because it's
On
so
the T4, I really like the knobs. The knobs are great on the T4.
and it feels and I don't know, like you hear a lot of riders say, you get less wobbles. I don't know if it's because the weight sits so low down on the wheel, you know what I mean? Because it's down towards your end step and everything's not up so high. But it feels good. It does. It feels really good on a T4, man. It feels really good on a
Yeah,
T4.
I gotta get
Almost
me
too
some
good.
knobs. You're
Yeah,
convincing me.
I got a set coming. My
You
only
know,
my only gripe is the delivery's a little bit slow though. That's my only gripe. Look,
You
I
know,
Does it come from the
so
UK or what?
think is it Canada? Are they in Canada? Power knobs? I could be wrong, but I think if I'm wrong, I apologize, but I think they're coming from Canada. I could be wrong though, so don't quote me on that.
so the way that most people sit down, they have, or like the way that most people squat, they have like a little bit of an imbalance that makes it to where that their knees kind of like come in when they like sit down, as opposed, and this is because most of us have inactive glutes. Because how many people do you know engage in a deep squat throughout the course of the day?
Videos, yep.
So nobody does that, um, right? And so what power knobs do is they facilitate squatting by virtue of that particular imbalance that people tend to have. So, like the knees want to clap as you go down, and it's a quad squat into your knees, and that's what the knobs let happen. So often that's why people really like the power knobs. It works with it works really well with a glute imbalance, and that's what's fun. It's funny to me because I mean it's just what it is. But you hear people talk about all sorts of reasons. They're like, I love it for this reason. I love it for this reason. I love it for this reason. And I'm like, you love it because you don't know how to work your ass at all.
You're
You
funny,
know,
bro.
it's like it's funny as shit to me, but it's whatever. I mean, you know.
That is hilarious. I want to take a look at this question here. Stan's talking about the F-22. My my issue with the I don't have an issue with King Song. I just think the F-22. I think if King Song would have came in at a lower price, that's a lot to dump
And
on the
maybe months ago.
yeah,
Oh man,
and
all the cool people. What's up, Leg?
it's been delayed, and I think if they would have came in at the price point of maybe where the S-22 Pro is around in there, I think the price is going to hurt that wheel because I don't know, that's just my opinion on it. I don't know how the performance and all that stuff is. I can't question on that. I'm just looking at the timing of the wheel, the delays, and then the price. I think it's
Well,
going to hurt the wheel.
well, the gold flooding the market doesn't help it at all either.
Nah,
Just flooding the market,
because
Nah,
it's
and
just pushing
then
it further back. You know what I mean? It just keeps
yeah.
pushing the F-22 further back, and
And I
the
mean,
well,
what's
blades aren't.
what's what's going to be so special about that wheel besides having four shocks or
well,
four? What
well,
is it?
who's the wheel for?
Dupont, what's up,
You know,
brother?
like, or what's the wheel for? Like who's it for?
Exactly.
What's it for? You know, like if it's for going vertically, if it's for jumping, if it's for doing something like that, then uh, why is it so bloody heavy? And why does it seem so externally volatile? Like if
Well, you
the
got double the
F-22,
suspension. That's why it's so heavy. You got double the suspension.
well, that's what I'm saying. It's like a heavy ass wheel. So it's like if you want it to be a jumping wheel, then you don't want it to be heavy. So they've lost that market. So you've got all this suspension, but for what the fuck, I don't know. You know, you've
It's
got
got
all
to
this
be like
crazy
a heavy
suspension.
cruiser, man. That's what it's going
That's
to be, a heavy cruiser,
Like a
and
Harley,
that's
man.
like
you
a
know,
fucking
and
old school Cadillac.
that's literally that's kind of what that's what it looks like.
Yeah.
And I just don't know I don't know who they're shooting this at. I mean, unless it's got like rainbow magic firmware that like, you know, turns you into Captain Planet. Like, I don't know, bro. It's that wheel's DOA to me.
Yeah, that's the thing too, man. I was hoping that that would be, fuel for King Song. Get him back in the game.
I was hoping so too.
Yeah, I like.
Yeah, me too. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, it seemed cool. Like when it came out, I was like, and that's before Big Goat and all that because they've been talking about the F-22 for a long time, and it's
Yeah.
like,
Hmm.
okay, well maybe it's gonna be a competitor, but them delaying it to me, it's like, wow, dude, like you're coming in too late into the game, you know.
I mean, yeah, they've just haven't I have no idea who the hell that wheel's for, or like what the wheel's for. I don't know I mean, you know,
I
like
mean,
you were
look
saying,
at it
it's
like
a
this, and
cruiser,
not to go
but it's
back to
like
the apex, right? Not to go back to the apex, but just look at it like this. If you had a choice between the F-22 and the apex, it's a no-brainer. There's no one that's going to choose the F-22. And then this is the first wheel
that
that this
poor
guy,
wheel.
and this is the
Dude,
first wheel.
that's like a knock on the chin, dude. But it's facts
It's
though,
the
man.
truth, though.
Yeah,
The truth hurts sometimes, right?
yeah, yeah. Truth
Yeah,
pills are hard to swallow, but
Yeah, I
yeah, you need
mean,
a big old gallon jug of water to swallow that one. But
well,
it's true.
your King Song is already, they're in hot water. They're having a hard time with themselves. You know what I mean? Like they got wheels that, during the S16, S19, all that stuff, a lot of those, half of those batches for a lot of distributors um, were completely like were ruined batteries. So, you have 16 wheels delivered, like, 8 to 9 wheels, batteries are,
Yeah, that's
like dead, because they have this known fault with draining battery type thing. And it's like, you know, they 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 are a big liability for distributors. They are a big liability for consumers because of their reputation with what happened with the S22 on camera with U-Turn. I think, isn't that his name? U-Turn?
you strive.
U-Stride, that's right. So, it's they've got a lot riding on this wheel, but I don't think they give a shit.
You know,
that's cool.
this is it right here. And I think Devo made a good point. Do make an S22 better. And I think that was the point.
That's
Fix
really
what
all
you
they needed to do.
already
Yes.
have. You don't
Yeah.
have to reinvent a whole new wheel.
Yeah,
What's
Devo,
not
you're
working,
absolutely right, man.
right? Yeah,
Yeah,
dude.
dude. Like, all we needed was a better controller and a stronger motor, and just that's it. And more reliable suspension out of that particular format. That wheel was perfect. I mean, I only got to ride it like
Yeah.
once, and it was a little bit, like, from what I understand, it was also back heavy, but it was light, light, and big diameter for how light it was, and plenty of power to get done what it needed to get done.
Dude, I said the same thing about the S18. I was like, why didn't they just redefine and make the S18 better? But no, dude, they just jump, boom. And it's like they're trying to make these big leaps and bounds, and their feet are never leaving the ground. So
Yep.
I don't get it. I don't get it.
Yo, I thought I saw that too, that they had the V13s for $999. I thought was crazy, bro.
Yeah,
It was
dude, it was
crazy.
there was some insane deals going on. It was like they would keep it up for a few days, and then it would like the deal would disappear. You know what I mean? It was like,
They're out here. It's art of war type shit, man. It's art of war type shit.
yeah,
Yeah, it pretty much is, dude.
They sitting
That's
here
what I'm
just trying to
saying,
flood the
dude. Like,
market.
yeah, who knows what's gonna happen in this next few months too? Because supposedly in motion's dropping a big wheel too. So I don't know when that's happening, but maybe that's
Well,
why they're getting rid of all this stuff because they're gonna do something new. I don't know.
oh, dude, Stan, I'm so happy that you mentioned that, bro, because, like, I saw that they were doing that with so amidst all the sea of, like, weird fuckery that I'm not super happy that Bigot is doing, there is this one gym that they're doing, and that is that Master 4 upgrade kit that it looks like they've got coming, where it's a Master 4 that doesn't have a linkage in the back, but it has two stanchions with, like,
hydraulic.
oil coil suspension on the
Yeah.
side. It was a red kit. It had, like, speakers on the front. It was absolutely nuts. To me, that's the direction that I want to see these companies go. Like, go and give us upgrade paths for wheels that are tried, true, tested, are circulating, and make us feel happy and proud to own these wheels that we spent, $3,000 and $4,000 on less than a year and a half ago.
Exactly.
Like that was a refreshing. Did you see that, Mike?
I did. I made Mikey.
Yeah,
Actually, I think Mikey, you're the one that told me about it first. I think Mikey, right? You were telling me about that, and
yep.
then I didn't know what it was at first. I was like, wait a second, what is this freaking thing? And then I did a short on it, and yeah, that would be nice. That would be nice.
I'd like that as a direction.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, yeah. I mean, that's what Jin. You're talking about the master, right?
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So I talked to Jin Tao about it, and they're gonna sell it. They're gonna sell it. They're just waiting to fine tune whatever, but it's gonna be like a limited amount. But they're gonna sell it. I don't know how much, but yeah, they're gonna sell it.
Nice.
They're gonna sell it as a kit, as an upgrade, or as a whole
No, no,
unit.
you're gonna have to buy the whole wheel. Yeah,
That would be good if they sold an upgrade kit too. I mean,
Yeah, because I
But the
told him,
people
hey, I
already
got a
have,
Master
because you have a master
V4.
already.
I told him I was talking to him and I was like, I got a Master V4. Can I just buy the kit and do it myself? He's like, no, dude, it's totally you got to buy the whole wheel. And I'm like, all right, well, just let me know how much and I'll see what's up. Because it looks good, man. It
Yeah.
looks good.
Man, for that bullshit, I'm just gonna build one myself with some plastic fairings, some acrylic fairings, and some gym floor.
If
Like
you
that's
got like a
just
good 3D printer, you're set.
no, it's so crazy, man. You don't even need all that to like make something that looks really nice. Like I'll, it's just I'm just so disappointed by all these money grabbing techniques when all they have to do is just build good products, have solid, you know, have solid upgrade paths for people that are inside of the ecosystem. Don't exploit these people like they're endless sources of money.
Yeah.
Like there's a complete lack of respect for the consumer in certain regards. Like, you know, it's not just here, you get a unicycle, be happy. Like that's
Right.
we're better than that as consumers. We deserve better than that as consumers. And somewhere down the line, like we're losing that. Like it's not just here's a new shiny, here you go, baby boy. Like
Well,
no, fuck that.
you know what I tell Sensei too is another thing. Like, check this out, because like I work in construction and I've been shocked, and I'm like, okay, so they were 84 bolt wheels, and now they're talking about a 200 bolt wheel, and I'm like, okay, when is it gonna get regulated, man? I mean, that already sounds deadly. Could you imagine riding? It's raining, and all of a sudden you get 200 bolts going into you. I mean, what's gonna happen to you, dude? Like,
Work on it.
it
Yep.
sounds crazy, dude. Where's the safety in the shit too?
Dude, that's a lot of voltage. 200 volts. Get zapped.
I mean, I don't know the way that the electricity like travels in those things in terms of being like electrocuted yourself by those things. I'm not really sure how that works. I think that there's a lot of electrical components that are all around us that, that I don't know. I do worry about, things not having smart BMSs, but you know, that's like a cost of entry thing. Like that, the price does go up when you add that particular component to it for some reason. Not to say that it shouldn't have like a smart battery management, but
Mm.
not like or like a battery management, like a BMS, but not a smart BMS, like necessarily. I think they all need a BMS though, because that's like just a minimum, you know, quality of life thing.
Yeah.
I mean, but there is no there's no standardization and you know more than regulation for me I would rather see standardization. I'd like to know that like this is just what we're dealing with when we're dealing with like an 84-volt system. This is what we're dealing with when we're dealing with a 100-volt system. This is what we're dealing with. Like having like 10 different plugs for a 134-volt system, or like a what sorry no the that they've got like the same plug, but like a different number count on them for the V14, for the patent, for,
Hmm.
like there's a few wheels of
I know exactly what you're talking
GS16-A,
about.
whatever. It's like, it's so mind-boggling.
It should be
And
a standard.
I just think it'd be cool if there was like standard rules for how the shit had to work, like X amount of MOSFETs for X amount of volts on the motor, and just because I think that those things would maybe keep, things a little bit safer if there was just standards for how, or at least if people understand, because I don't know what the fuck, like I don't know, I don't know the math for what is needed to keep a motor happy, like how many MOSFETs that you need. I just know that they tell me 36 is good, and I'm like, well, my adventure has 42. Ha ha ha. It's like,
You got more
so,
MOSFETs, man. You're the man.
You know
yeah, I'm
what?
like, what the fuck does it even mean? Like, I have no idea. But like, it would be nice to have a standardization though, instead of like, you know, just it there should be a minimum like build standard for these wheels and and
Yeah.
and and every component of it, like they shouldn't be using wood screws,
No.
right?
They
The
should have dumped
batteries
that a long
should
time
have
ago.
like standard like connectors, that have inline fuses. There should be things like this for all of these wheels. So
You know, another thing is I just lost my train of thought here. But sorry guys, I was trying to hold on to the point that just boop, brain fart. Oh, we had Austin. We had Austin on the show a
Yeah,
few
Austin
months back.
Marhold.
Yeah, and you know, a Will Wizard.
That's my
And
boy right
I had
there.
yeah, dude, Will Wizard. I would love to see him work with one of these companies, man, put something out. But he said it, and I had said this before too, and I'm glad he came on because he's more valid than me. You get these wheels keep going up in volts, 134, 151, 168. And what it boils down to, it's the software, dude. The software. They really haven't even pushed a 100-volt wheel to its limit. They haven't. All you can do is look at the EXN. EXN was
Well,
100 volts. That thing would do 54 miles an hour. There was no freaking slouch. But it
you
seems
know,
like sometimes the voltage is like they bait the riders with speed voltage. You know what I mean? Oh, this thing will do whatever 60 and the voltage is
well,
168.
yeah, they haven't made it efficient. They have not made it efficient.
Not at all.
well,
No,
do
a
you know
great
anything
company.
about Best, Johnny?
Personally, no, only that it's
So,
pretty
so this
cool. I
guy
personally
Austin,
haven't.
right? So this guy Austin, right? The guy's like, he's like a genius, dude, right? He took a Vesk and he took the old school, the first version Monster, and he threw what is that? Is it 100 volt or 84 volt? I think it's 100 volt, right?
I think
100
the
volt.
first one was 84, I
Yeah, and
think.
he
The
threw that
first was
on there,
84,
dude.
but
Yeah, and he threw it on there. Maybe it's the 84 volt, dude, because I know that the dude's an older gentleman, and he's Austin's one of Austin's good friend, right? And he put that Vesk on that wheel, which replaces the motherboard with all those MOSFETs and crap. It replaces that, and that thing goes. I want to say I've clocked him at about 47, 48, and he's an older guy, and I'm like, how you doing? He goes, well, the way that he's able, once you put a Vesk into a wheel, you're able to hook it up to your computer, and you're able to mess with it, and you're able to fine tune it like a dyno, dude. I
Yeah.
was with him the other day. I was like, wow, dude, this
wow.
is insane. And
That's
then
why
he
you
had
have
the he
that's
had
why
the
you have
wheel
those
on
one
this.
wheels, dude. You have one wheels hitting like 43 miles an hour with those vests in them, man.
Yeah. And so Vesk is the future of unicycles eventually, I'm sure. Um,
My
but
dog
I
with the
don't think
flux
that I think the
capacitor.
highest they got is 134 volt. The guy's still, I think he's selling it now. But the Vesk is it's a guy. It's some guy.
Mm-hmm.
And he was doing Vesk for a bunch of other shit. And now they're starting to use them for unicycles. But I think they're up to 100 volt. Roger, who knows? Roger's probably using them on some of his stuff over there, man, because he knows a lot about electrical, and if you know a lot about electrical, you can put one on a unicycle up to 134, I believe.
Yeah, that vest you can basically fine tune everything you need on that freaking wheel, dude.
Well, I gotta put a 5 minute warning up, man, guys. I'm old man Johnny over here. I was up at
Oh,
five. I was up at
nah,
5
dude.
a.m. this morning, so I just gotta give a little heads up here. I'm gonna
Okay,
have to
we can.
tap out.
Yeah,
But
we'll start. Uh, Mikey, do you want to continue or do you want to shut it down? How do you?
No, I'm good. I'll keep going. I ain't
Okay, we'll
tripping.
keep going.
yeah, see, y'all gotta tuck me in. I'm
Nah, dude, I appreciate you taking time
Yeah,
out of
hell yeah, man. We
your
appreciate you, dude.
Friday to
A
come
oh,
lot of
on.
dude.
insight.
Yeah,
Dude,
man.
it's nice to talk to wheel life heads, but seriously, it's real cool. I'll have to come back and visit you at some point.
Dude, that'd be
And
frick.
and likewise, at some point, you guys ever make it down to Gainesville, Florida, you got to come out here and ride with me
Gainesville,
on
that's where you are. Gainesville.
Yeah,
Okay,
buddy. But
Gainesville.
Do you ride with a group over there, Johnny? Do you got like a group out there?
I ride with one gentleman. I I get very anxious, and so I like to ride very quickly quite often, and I don't like to put other people in danger
I
or at
hear you.
risk,
I hear
and so I typically ride by myself quite often.
Yeah,
In group rides, I typically don't like to ride with more than like 3 people.
I get
For me, riding is like it's my getaway thing. So it's weird, but if you come down, me and my buddy Aaron will likely give you a tour around the area, and
sweet.
just be ready to scoot your little scoots.
Oh, you know, I like
To
riding
gain
hard
some
like that, man.
knowledge.
Yeah,
We're
man.
gonna have
It's
some fun.
yeah, that's what we like to do. We
Well,
like
I
to
think
get
you got
busy.
one question, John, before you go here.
Um, yes, actually, I do. And I think it's going to be with regard to fun factor. And you probably already know about the wheel. And it's the E25 from InMotion. And I'll give you just a couple of reasons why I believe that that wheel is going to be amazing. And I said it on a video that one of my long form videos, but this is a wheel that is a successor to the V8. It is a wheel that says, okay, we're not trying to improve on speed or battery. How else can we improve the rider experience? So you get a remote locking system, right? You're
Mhm.
getting a permanent GPS functionality to it. You're getting the syncing Bluetooth speakers. So it's saying community is built into this, like really trying to encourage this group riding thing from the ground up.
Mm,
You know, there's so many things that this wheel is presenting, um, and it's saying, okay, maybe EUC can be about this. And I really think that's the direction that we need to look as far as EUCs and fun. And I only say that because there's only so many 50, 60 mile an hour people on the road that are going to be able to ride together like that. Like the reality that we're pushing towards is untenable. If we keep on like assume Bagode gets it and they get what they want. We get everybody on the road with 168 volts, 200-volt wheels. We get 10,000 riders on the road in the next year. Those riders don't have the years of experience.
mhm.
They get a brand new wheel that'll take them 70 miles an hour on a highway with people's children's and mothers and stuff like that. Like
Yeah, yeah,
come on, man. Like we're moving towards a future that's untenable. It's not cool. And personally, that's why I don't like to ride like that with people. I don't want people getting hurt. I want people to have fun. I use EUC to commute. So the
yeah.
way that I commute is how I have to commute. I stay out of people's way. I don't assume I have the right of way on anything.
Thank
I
you.
don't have the right of way on the sidewalk. I don't have the right of way in a bike lane. I don't have the right of way on a street. I have the right of way nowhere. I just stay out of people's way. And I really think that this in-motion wheel, the E25, is going to be a step in the right direction. Not in the space race towards everybody gets hurt, but more in the community race where we can all kind of kick it together and vibe. Anyway,
Yeah,
that's
nah,
like,
dude,
that's my take.
that's awesome because you touched on the whole fun factor and well said. Well said. I agree with everything you said on that, man. And I think, and I kind of refer that to when people get into motorcycles. I love motorcycles, never got one, but you would always hear people, they want to get a motorcycle, they jump on the fastest sport bike they can find, take that thing out on a stretch of road and wind it out. And all of a sudden, they're wrapping it around a tree, hitting a pole, or diving over the hillside. And it's like, learn the basics first, man. Learn the basics and then work your way up. Me, I started out on an M103 and then I gradually worked my way up. But I learned I'm not the fanciest rider, but what I always say about me, I can take and I can ride with some of the best riders and me be safe and keep them safe. And I think that's one of the main things about me. Like I said, I'm not flashy, but I know when it comes down to it, I have good control over my wheel. But I learned the basics and worked my way up. So that type of thing. Perfectly.
Well, gentlemen, I really appreciate you guys having me here. Mike, I really appreciate actually getting to vibe with you and chat with you a little bit, man. And
Sweet.
while I am a big proponent of safety and consideration inside of the EUC stuff, I really do like to haul ass. And If you ever
Yeah,
come down, I know some pretty safe places where we can do it without bothering cars or
yeah,
people,
yeah. That'd be nice.
and we can just tear ass and have a good time, bro. So,
Sweet.
Sounds good.
you know, I really appreciate you having me on here, Sensei. I've
Appreciate
actually
you,
been
brother.
watching you for a very, very,
Appreciate
very
it.
long time, and you
Likewise.
know, I appreciate what you do, and thank you so much. And you know, you guys enjoy the rest of the stream. I'm gonna get to bed.
All right, brother.
But thanks
We'll stay in
everybody
contact,
for
brother.
you
You have
know,
a good
for
night and
having us
thank you.
here.
Peace,
Thank
brother.
you guys.
Appreciate you, man. Peace and blessings,
Peace,
bro. Thank you.
peace. Thank you.
And then there were two. Johnny,
And then
again,
it's just
thank
me
you.
and you.
Yeah, again, I want to give a shout out to Johnny. This was a long time in making. Again, Mikey, thank you. He helped put this all together too.
Oh yeah, yeah,
And
no
and,
problem, dude.
and we talk a lot, dude. I don't think people know.
He's a
We
cool
talk a lot.
cat, man. Johnny's a
Yeah,
good dude.
Johnny's a good freaking dude, man. Good dude. I got to get out and start riding with more people. I do a lot of solo riding. My schedule's kind of all over the freaking place, dude. It's kind of rough. Hold on, let me see if we can jump in.
And let's go into some of these comments because I've been seeing a bunch of comments. I think what did you talk about that one comment before about a 168 volt wheel or something?
Yeah, I'll dive up. I'll pull that one up. I have no idea who Dean Morgan is, but I'll look into that. We got a fellow vegan brother. What's happening? Plant-based community coming in. Uh, let's see. Okay, let me just go through these. Johnny's getting the love. Roger, what's happening, bro? Didn't even see you dive in here, brother. Always a pleasure to have Roger diving in here.
Who's that, Roger?
Yeah, Roger UC's here.
Oh, is he? What's up, Roger? I
Let's
can't
see.
see, dude. Half the comments, I can't even see them, dude.
Oh, they're probably small for you.
Yeah, yeah. And then I
I'll pull
can make
them up.
stuff.
You said
And then I'm half stoned, so
about the
that does
voltage. Was
not.
this the one here? I don't know if this was with Stan's question. 100 volt hasn't even been peaked yet, but they're jumping to 200. Yeah, dude, I agree with that. They can. I don't see it. I'm just trying to dive back through. But I definitely think they need to slow it down.
Well, it's not so much slow it down too, but at the same time, do you see what he talked about that E25? It's like they're forgetting about the people that just don't want to ride fast, man. I mean,
Yeah.
the majority of people you tell me you want to get on this, they're like, hell no. So if you got something that's more
You good?
yeah, what was I saying right now?
You're
Dude,
like,
I'm telling you, dude. I got
uh,
shit in the background over here going on. Yeah, I totally forgot. See, I'm stoned, dude. My bad.
that's all right, man. That's right. I was trying to get these comments going here too. But
Hey, so
oh
I think Roger crashed or something there, right?
yeah, I put that up. But what
I hope
crash?
he's all right, man. Roger's the man.
Slide to a jog style points on my crash. Roger, that wasn't at the race, was it? You didn't crash. I watched your race footage. Good race, man. I didn't cue us in on what you're talking about as far as your crash goes. Unless you're talking
Hey,
about the one
that TF1 race that he did, where I think he got third place, man.
you got
That
third.
track is beautiful,
That
man.
thing was
That track
sick,
is
dude.
beautiful, bro.
That thing
I'm
was,
like,
yeah, that was
damn, I need to start going to some of these races. Hopefully this year, my finances get better and I'm able to just go race. I need to just go to Roger and just go have some fun with him and fucking see what's up because
I'm still looking to do
he's
that.
he's gotten so fucking good. It's just like when I first met him to see how he writes now, it's like day and night, dude.
Yeah,
He writes
phenomenal.
really good. I
Right.
like watching his videos, dude. I just
He's
stay
phenomenal.
stuck like, yeah, dude, you're doing awesome.
I know my birthday's coming up in January toward the end. Maybe I could head out to Cali and ride with those guys. I have to just see what my days off and how
Yeah,
that's.
let me know. I'll meet you up there.
Oh, he crossed the crossed the finish line. I thought that was I thought it was one of the other riders that went across the finish line and slid out. I didn't know that was Roger. I thought that was someone else.
Across the finish line. Oh my god, dude. Is there video of this stuff? I'm sure there is, right? I mean, he's always got the camera on, so That's got to be gnarly. I hope he's okay, man.
Yeah, Roger, how you feeling, man? Are you good?
That's got to be ABS, right? That he's talking about now, right?
That's good.
Not
More
TF1,
importantly, the
right?
wheel. Forget the wheel, man. You got a ton of wheels. How are you feeling, Roger?
Is he talking
Yeah,
about saving the
he
wheel?
got a back case full of wheels, man. Your health is more important than a wheel.
Yeah, dude. You can live to ride another day.
Zen had a good qualifier. He qualified well. It's just the thing. This is the thing about EUC racing. I'm gonna throw this question up here too, Devo. This is a good segue point. Again, I'm not a high end racer. I go to like a race event maybe once a year. But the thing
Yeah,
about racing, it doesn't take much for you to get knocked out the race. All it takes is a little wobble. And I know when I did Cobra's rally, I made it to the final and I'm up there on the starting line. You got to deal with the weather, your nerves, everything. You got a million thoughts going through your head. And the only thing going through my head was, I need to get a good start. I got to get a good start so I can get in the lead pack and ride with the guys, right? Dude, I nailed it. And I fishtailed to the right, to the left, and those riders took off. That was
yeah.
it. That's all it took.
Audi
And I was like,
500.
dude, I was like, damn, I'm just going to finish the race. I was out of the race that quick. So it doesn't take much. I think when you're looking at a race, to try to recover and actually make up time on these riders, it's if you can do it, great. But it's hard,
It's
man.
not going to happen, dude.
It's hard, dude.
It's almost impossible. I mean, I don't think anybody's done it.
It's hard. I've seen Tarzan track down some people, dude. I remember I was in a race with him, man. He flew past me. I thought a deer. I thought a deer ran past me. He was like, yeah. I was like, geez, Louise. He was flying. He
Well,
was on a high on a
how many laps
hard
was
speed.
it?
What the last race with Roger and him? I think they did 3 laps, right?
No, no, it was 5. Over at that TF1, I think it was 5 laps, wasn't it?
I thought it was 3. Roger, could you cue in? Was it 5 or 3? I thought it was 3 laps. I was watching Maribel's video on her race, and she said three
It was a
laps.
TF1 crash.
I got to look at that again, man. I thought that was someone else that went down. I didn't realize it was Roger.
Yeah, that racetrack was it was nice, man.
Dude, that was beautiful. That
It
track
was, man. It was like
beautiful, dude.
perfect.
Oh, I will answer this question. 5 laps. Okay, thanks for clearing up. She said 5 laps.
That was 5 laps.
Johnny mentioned power glutes and our power glutes. Yeah, and the thing is, glutes give you power, dude. Your glutes, your legs, and if you listen like the racers, even when I was watching the feedback and some of the video from the that last race, they're talking about their legs and how your legs get tired. And once your legs and glutes start to go, that's when you start getting all wobbly and everything. Yeah, so it's very
Yeah,
important.
you start getting shaky.
Yeah, especially at those high speeds. Oh, well, it seems like Roger, your legs are strong, dude. I noticed that when I
I think
watch you
looks pretty
ride.
buff.
Yeah, his legs are freaking strong. I noticed that. I noticed that a while back. His legs, he got some legs. Don't take that the wrong way. Like
Got them
ZZ
legs,
Top.
huh? What you're saying.
Yeah, I saw that, Devo. Yeah, dude, it's
Roger
taxing on
made
your
his
body.
steel. He did not get tired at all. Not at all.
Yeah, yeah,
I'm
Roger,
telling you, it wears you out, man. I mean, like
it
3
does.
laps is a lot. 5, you better be ready for war. I mean, and he came in third, and I mean, the other guys are like about half his age, right?
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
the guys are he's a beast, dude. He's a badass in my book for sure.
The thing I
100%.
was laughing at Roger, and don't take this the wrong way, Roger. I was cracking. I'm watching the footage, and Roger, he's talking and he's riding, and
Yeah,
it's
like
just
nothing.
like, yeah, like nothing. I'm gonna pass now. Then he go, then he just picks up speed, and it's just like, yeah, dude. It was like he's just out there having a good time, staying relaxed, and he can hammer it down when he wants, and he can pull it back when he wants, man. So hats off to Roger, dude.
Yeah, well, that's why they call him the legend, man.
Yeah,
That's the legend.
yeah. He got a strong freaking foundation.
Yeah.
My issue with racing, and this is why I don't do more racing, right? It's not even about the competition. I'm not worried about that. Again, you're going to go there, you're going to do the best you can, and that's it. You just lay it all down on the track. My thing is the wheel. I don't, if I spend 4 grand on a wheel, I don't want to go there and have a chance of it dumping on the track. And your chances of going down are high on the track. If you're being competitive, there's a big chance because I don't have 4 grand, to keep throwing away on the wheel, or you do go down and you do 2 grand worth of damage on your wheel. If I had a sponsor, I would race more, but I don't. So that's my biggest gripe is that I don't want to take a chance of having my wheel go down and then I have to
Well,
pick it up.
it's just
Fix it.
like I think like to me like I have different wheels, right? And
Mm,
I was supposed to go this year to race, right? And I literally bought the master just for that. And I literally when I bought it, I got it with the Clark Pat racing setup, and I said, if this thing just gets tore up, it gets tore up. So I
mm,
think as a racer, right, you got to go in it like, I'm going with this wheel. It might not make it. It might make it because it's not for racing's not for everyone. I
right.
believe, man. Honestly, it's not. So like if you buy a $4,000 wheel and you like going fast, go fast. Maybe race once in a while off on your own. Out in the streets or some little racing. But the way these guys are racing, like Roger and they are, you're pushing these wheels to the limits. You're pushing your body to the limits,
Mm-hmm.
and then you got weather to play that plays. Sometimes you get high winds. Like I don't know how this TEF1 race was, but down here where I'm at, you get some real strong winds. I know ABS gets real windy, so you got weather at play. So yeah, it's a big risk. It's a big
It's a
risk,
big
and like
risk.
unless you got the bucks and the wheels, like some of the guys like Roger has like a
What,
bunch of wheels or
like four masters? I think he has maybe
yeah,
five.
dude, like yeah, you got some to spare, then maybe it's not that bad. But when you
I
got
mean that.
one wheel and you're like trying to prove a point, you really should think about it.
Yeah, that I think that's my biggest point for racing is just like I'm not afraid to go down, but it's just like oh man, I'm out 4 grand or I got to pay another 2,500 to get the wheel fixed, and that's just gonna be that'd be tough on my pocket. So that's the whole racing aspect for me. But I do enjoy it because you go to a race and it's just the amount of talent that is at the races, dude. You come out a completely different rider. You jump up like 3, 4 levels after you leave a race. You
No,
get a
these
lot.
guys,
Get
these guys are going fast, man. I mean,
yeah.
pushing it to the limits, push it to the limits, like the song says, right? What's
Yeah, Roger would come out with a 3, 4 hour video, man. Unedited. Just bam, here you go. But it's awesome. I love watching those things. I watch them too, Devo.
yeah, that 3 hour editing video he put up.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I know the race is tomorrow, so good luck, Roger. Hope goes all well for you out there, dude.
Yeah, good luck, bro. Yeah, I'll definitely be tuning into that. I know we rode, me and my boy Coquette, we rode over the weekend. The winds were horrible, bro. I came around a bend and that thing hit me. It's like bam, hit me in the chest. It stood me up. And I came almost to a complete stop, man. That's how bad the winds were, man. Oh my goodness.
Well,
I
see,
almost came off the wheel.
over
Huh?
here, Sensei. I don't know if Roger gets them up there. I don't know if they get them in ABS or they get them at all up there. But
Oh, they
I
get winds
know
at
down here
ABS.
they got these winds called Santa Ana winds, which are like 100 and something miles per hour winds.
Okay.
And that's the only time I really don't ride a unicycle. I'm not gonna lie. I'll ride a scooter. I got scooters and they're a little more stable with a high wind, and I'm standing up if I ain't trying to go down. But the high winds, dude, they'll take you down, dude. Even a seasoned rider, it don't matter. If you're not ready for
You're not
a
ready.
100-mile-per-hour wind hitting you on the side of the head and pushing you
Yeah.
over, you
Crosswinds are
know.
dangerous. Even, dude, even like a 25-mile-an-hour gust. I know when I first start riding, I'm in the suburbs and I'm going down and I'm going in between the houses. The wind comes down the driveway and hits me and pushes me out into the street. You know, wind is
So,
no joke, man. Crosswinds are horrible.
so do you see Stan's question?
Yeah, about the fast
Yeah,
riders.
so I could kind of answer that, even though I don't really go on the racing scene, but I have seen a lot of people that race out here, and it's really tight, man, because you got some really good San Diego guys, you got
Mhm.
some good Bay Area guys, you got some good LA guys, and they're all just as competitive. I mean, you got Show up in the Bay Area, I think Show.
He's in
I
San
don't know,
Francisco. Show San Francisco.
yeah, Show San Francisco, and then you got Roger and all the guys in the middle. And then
Mm-hmm.
down here in San Diego, I believe Brian's from San Diego also. I'm not sure. But you got a variation, and they're all world class riders in my book. All these guys, man. You got John Fernandez up in San Francisco.
Yeah, yeah,
So and then you got Maribel up in San
yeah,
Francisco.
yeah.
So yeah, I'm from the Bay, so I'm gonna push up a little of the Bay, but San Diego's got some really good riders, man. There's a guy that makes some really good group rides named Flyboy Adam. You ever met him before? Have
Is
you
that
met him?
Flyboy EUC? Is that the same person?
Yeah,
Or yeah,
and yeah, Flyboy EC, I believe. Yep, and that his name's Adam. I bought a wheel from him, and he's a good rider, man, and really chill. Does really good group rides, but when you go on his group rides, that's where I met Roger. And you see these guys, you see a lot of guys. They're just phenomenal riders, man.
they're phenomenal. I did the Electrified Expo out in Long Island, New York, and Cali riders there. You know, I'm just talking like West Coast, like Bay Area, Cali. Those
But I
dudes were.
wouldn't say they're the best riders because there's nobody could say they're the best ever because there's always someone better than you. You
There's
know,
always
so
riders
so
lurking
yeah,
around.
there might be some guy out in the Philippines we don't even know who he is that can do phenomenal things that just doesn't want
Mhm.
to be known. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You never know. And it's like I said. But if you were to say the bulk in the United States it's California, and you got a lot of riders out in the East Coast, kind of like where you're at,
Yeah,
and
there's a
then the
lot of fast
others that
riders.
yeah,
I
and then
think
you got
right
another
now,
chunk out in Florida.
I think right
So
now, the New York riders are starting to settle down into the race scene. I know they are, you know, New York was known for like fast street riding, but now they're starting to settle down into the racing. So it's going to be a battle, man. A battle. The battle's out there. There's phenomenal riders, east and
yeah,
west coast.
and now you got Sen coming with guys from Spain. So I think that's awesome, dude, to have like an international like coalition type thing where like I would love to see Roger go out. Roger, because let's send some of our best out there, like Roger and Show and Brian and even that young guy Mario Chacon. Have you seen him?
Yeah,
That
when
guy
I was
rides.
at
That
the
guy rides really good, man.
Dude, when I was at the Electrified Expo, and I think sometimes when you're looking at the video and then when you're actually there in person, yeah, I sometimes, man, I don't think people realize how fat when you see him in person, dude, it's like
It looks crazy, huh?
it's freaking fast, dude. I was watching Show go down a back straight like a freaking motorcycle, dude.
Yeah, it's scary. It's scary, dude,
It's
and
insane,
and
man.
you just gotta hold on and push forward. You know.
Brian too. I was watching these guys and Mario. I was just watching them. I was like, man, these dudes are freaking flying. Dylan and
Yeah,
Ruben,
you
dude,
know,
nice
like
man. It
Brian
was
and
nice.
Show. I think to me, if you were to ask me who are my favorite writers, I think Brian and Show and Mario and Roger in California. Those are my four guys and they're all night riders too, I believe, except Show. Um, and then I'm a
Show
rebel rider,
is
but still,
Show is what
but
Alien Rides, right? Is he with
yeah,
Alien
he's
Rides?
with Alien Rides. But the other three, they're all not rebel riders. They're night riders. I'm a rebel rider. But yeah, they're night riders. So I'm sure that there's a lot more in their group that's really good. Like that guy Matt. I don't know if he's a night rider or not, but that guy that we were talking about that Marty gave the wheel to, the Apex,
Mm-hmm.
that guy's a really good rider,
Good
man.
rider too.
So
Yeah.
but I don't know if he does any racing or it's all off road. But
I
when
didn't
you
know
got
Tarzan.
skills like he has, I wouldn't see why not.
Yeah, Tarzan's phenomenal. I didn't know he just had a baby. Congrats, Tarzan.
Yeah, congrats,
Um,
Tarzan.
and this is something about Mario too. Mario is dangerous on the EUC. I mean, dangerous as far as fast and on a freaking e-skate, man. I watched
Yeah,
that
you
dude
seen
on
him
a
on that
board.
thing?
What the frick, man? Yeah. Oh no,
Yeah.
he's a Knight Rider now. Shows a Knight Rider.
What's that?
He's a Knight Rider now. Show.
Oh, is he?
Yeah, look at that. Nice. Nice.
Yeah, they're getting deep now, Roger. What are you doing over there, man? You recruiting everywhere? I
Oh,
think they're pretty deep now, dude. Because
bro,
I remember when they
I
were
got
like
something
what
for you.
20 deep. They're probably like 40, 50 deep now.
I got something for you, man. Hold it down for a second. All right.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
got
I got
something
it.
for you, bro.
I hope he hurries up. I can't hardly see the damn comments. But yeah, good luck at your races tomorrow, Roger. That'd be really nice if you got first place, man. Hope, yeah, hopefully, by March of next year, I'll be all good, man. And I'm gonna start hitting you up, man, to go up there and visit you and see what I can do because I need to get into the racing scene. I've had a lot of bad things happen in the last few months in my life, and you know. But yeah, I'm gonna try to go out there, which and hopefully when Sensei goes, we all meet up over there
I'm
and
sorry,
ride
man.
together.
I have to. I don't know if you guys can see this, but I have to rep the Rebel Riders, bro. You know.
Oh yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
There you go. There you
Yeah, you
go.
know. But
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Rebel Riders, man.
let me see. I'll show you the back too. Hold on a second. I keep telling you about it.
Yeah, I know. I know you told me about it. I got this one guy that's supposed to do all the jerseys now. So
I
as soon as
can't
I
show
get a
you now because it's
little
cold
bit
up.
of money, I'm gonna do all the jerseys and get all that going.
Hold on, I'll show you the back. Give everyone.
Oh hell yeah, dude! That's what I'm talking about right
Hey,
there.
pretty good, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm
See it?
talking about. That's Rebel Riders right there, boy.
I'm sorry, I can't get on camera. Hold on. Here we go.
Yeah, that looks good, man.
Right?
Hell yeah, right on, dude.
Here we go. All right.
Rebel Riders, man.
I'll try to get out there hopefully.
There's a
And
lot of groups now, man. I mean, you got a lot of groups. Like, look, you got us, Rebel Riders. I think Lazy Riders or Lazy Rollers or something. Like, you hear all these different groups coming up, and everyone's always they're pretty cool, chill, you know. So, like, the EUC is growing. It's growing, and it's getting good for everybody. It really is. I'm glad it's going that in that way, you know.
yeah, I think it's good. It's good to see, man.
But
It,
hey, so next week we got Zen next
Zen's
week,
coming
right?
next week. So
Yeah,
everyone stay tuned.
Zen.
We got Zen
And
Lee
then
coming
right
on the
now I'm
show.
working on talking with some of the Big Goat people to get an interview with them, so we could get one of their guys. I can't mention the name right now till we
Right.
know exactly. But yeah, we're gonna get one of their guys. Then they're gonna tell us a lot about the wheels and what's up with the wheels. So hopefully that works out soon too. Because I'd like some answers too. I mean, there's a lot of wheels that are coming out, man. Like the damn Panther, the X-Way. The Blitz it's probably gonna stay, but like this X-Way, I don't know. I mean, you got two different voltage, and then you got this Panther coming out, and it's like, and then I know there's another wheel above the Panther that's even higher watt hours. I don't
Yeah.
know what that's called.
I don't, dude. I don't get Bago's game plan. And I'm being honest, it's like they're stepping on their own toes with the release of these wheels, man. It's just like one on top of the other on top of the other, and it's just
What
like
the hell was CJ saying? Who's making a Phantom? Is that Extreme Bull?
I don't know. That was I think Devo was talking about the Phantom.
Yeah, but who makes it? Extreme Bull?
Hey Devo, if you're still in, who's going to make that
Do you know
wheels?
anything about the Stream Bull? Anybody? The Phantom, I mean? Any inside info, anybody? Yeah, I would
No,
like to know about that Phantom. That I mean, the Panther. We already got the specs on the Panther, right?
you know,
And it's
let me just answer this question. One thing, Stan, about the racers, man, and what I love, I don't think they're against interviews at all. Man, you can go like I go to these ratings, you go up to them, they'll answer any question you want, man. They're pretty open-minded, you know. So maybe I'll try to maybe work with Roger if I can and get just like the whole, you know, like the E-Wills crew maybe on a stream. And then, you know, you guys can ask some questions and stuff like that. Roger, if you guys are down with that, let me know. Oh yeah,
yeah, that would be
Roger was
cool.
on the show before too. I had Roger on.
Yeah, you had
Yeah,
Roger.
yeah, that was awesome. But no, I have, dude, I love going to. I just wish I could race more. Um, I don't think I'm gonna do too well at a on my R my RS on my T4.
Hey, why don't you interview Wrong Way, man?
I have to reach out to Wrong Way if he sees this. If he takes a
Well,
look at
I
the
mean, hey, who knows about him though? Like half the time he's like, "I'm done. I'm not done. I don't know." Come on, Adam. Are you done? Or are you not done? You know. And if you're not done, and you're hearing us, come
you
and
need.
do an interview.
Would you like to come on my little show of a moonland? It's really moonlander. I'm not sure what that is. I know the moonlander is if I'm thinking of that, but yeah, man. So I don't know as far as wheels go, you know, I might lean toward a retro wheel. I mean, there's some seriously good deals coming down right now, man. Some
Yeah, there is. I
seriously
mean,
good deals.
they're hard to
Um,
they're hard to pass up, man.
yeah, I've seen a blitz. Actually, I've seen a blitz dip down below 3 grand, and
Oh, have you?
yeah, I've seen it dip down below 3 grand. If you put someone's code in, you can probably pick that thing up for about 28.
That's a good deal right there.
Yeah, so we'll see. We'll see what happens. Like, cause
Well,
I'm gonna ride
hey, I had talked to Johnny earlier, right? Before
Mhm.
we went on the live stream with
Fernandez.
him.
Fernandez.
No, with Johnny
Oh,
Broom.
oh, Johnny. Okay.
And he was telling me that the fastest wheel he's ever ridden was that Commander GT Pro, or what I think that's what he said. The
Yeah.
GT Pro.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
Maribel was
I was
talking about
telling
how
him
fast
really,
that
and
thing was too,
yeah,
man.
so I mean, Extreme Bull, they're not out of the picture either for me.
Mm-mm.
My next wheel's got to be a long range, high speed wheel because I'm happy with my Master V4. I mean, I'm good. I'm not gonna get nothing crazier than that. I think that's good enough because I see how I ride with it. If it's not good enough, then but I want a long range wheel, and I want something powerful. So
Right.
right now there's so many coming out right now, like the Panther and this Phantom, and there's so many wheels like coming out. I just don't know what to get, but hopefully in the next month they all get released because I know that InMotion's releasing something,
Yeah.
you know.
But see, the
But
thing is, the timing's horrible. I mean, it's wintertime over here where I am. So it's like, I don't know why they wouldn't release it in the winter. I know everyone doesn't have cold weather like
well,
we do.
Christmas,
So,
dude,
yeah,
taxes.
we'll see. Oh, you know what? It was, yeah, you know, Diva, I would still like to get him on the show. I would love just to have a chat with Wrong Way. He still has a ton of
Yeah, Adam's a
knowledge.
cool cat.
Yeah, I'd like
I,
to get
I
him on
love
the show.
Adam,
I
dude. He's
love
a
to.
good dude.
Yeah, I'd like to get him on, man. Um, on the show here. I haven't. That's one thing I don't think I've ever seen Chooch on a live stream. I mean, if he's doing the live stream, I've never seen him as a guest on another live stream. I've seen him do collab videos.
You know who I haven't seen in a while is Chance.
I haven't seen Chance do a video in a while.
Yeah.
I haven't seen Chance do a video in a while. And I did see a comment about Dawn and racing. Dawn is one of my favorite riders, and she can freaking move, dude. Yeah, she's fast.
Yeah,
Fast.
Dawn. Did you see what happened to Dawn, dude, where they broke into her pad? her house.
Yeah, dude. Yeah.
Fuck, dude. She had
Yeah,
like a
that's
list like an encyclopedia. I'm like, well, the first moment I seen that and she said all that, I said, that's someone that fucking knows her, dude.
yeah, that seemed a little
That's an
fishy on
inside
that.
job.
Someone knew what she had and they went in there and yeah, dude.
Yeah, somebody knows her, man. You know, and she's such a sweetheart. You know,
That
somebody, you know, this
yeah,
piece of
dude.
crap. You know.
Yeah, that's just I don't like seeing stuff like that. That's like you see that happen, man. You just go in there and just choke them out right on the freaking right in the garage. You choke their ass out right on the freaking floor.
Yeah, yeah. Let's go do it. I'm down. You know, I feel bad for her because she's such a sweetheart, man. I
Yeah,
mean, you know,
I know.
you watch her
It's just
videos and
ridiculous, man.
yeah,
Yeah, I'm the type of person. If it's not yours, leave it alone. You know.
yeah, yeah, exactly, dude. Shit, in some countries they'll cut your fucking hand off, dude. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah, dude. They don't play. You know the thing about Chooch was actually the deciding factor of me getting an electric unicycle because I watched his video popped up when
Really?
he was on that 16X drinking that coffee and he had the suit on. I was like,
Yeah,
dude, that is so cool, man. And that's like
I
one of
want
the
to do
things that
that.
got me to ride. Yeah.
Yeah, you know who got me writing, dude? Shit, I think it was Mike Sacristian or something like that. He's
Oh,
out
you
in
talking
the
about is there any food? Mikey?
yeah, yeah, dude.
Yeah, yeah,
And he was like teaching kids and stuff like that. And at that time,
yeah.
I was getting into it, like kind of a little bit, but he had like a few like how to learn videos, and I kind of watched him and helped me out. I hit him up once in a while. He's a cool cat, man.
Yeah, Mikey. He was on the show before. Yeah, Mikey. Yeah. Yeah.
You've had him on your show?
I wait, when did I have Mike? Wait, so let me make sure I'm not just saying it. Mikey was he on this? I believe did I have him? Wait a second. I'm trying to think back. Did I have? No. No, he was not. That might have been Cobras. That might have been Cobras. For some reason I thought I had him on here. I have to go back and look.
Have you had Cobra on here?
I have dude, I have not. I can't believe that. I used to jump in some of Cobra's live streams a few years back. But that would be a really good show too. I know his schedule is very busy. I got to reach out to
Yeah,
Cobra.
I
That would be a
haven't
great
seen
show.
anything. He hasn't really put anything out, huh? He used to put out videos.
Yeah, he put the last videos I watched of Cobra. I watched a few of his. He had a couple gaming videos that were he put out the other day. I watched a few of those, but I haven't seen any newer stuff with the EUCs. Yeah, let me see. Stan, great point. I think these deals should be here all year round, these Black Friday deals. And I think there's something coming. I don't want to put it out there, but I think there's actually something coming that's going to help with that. And hopefully within the next few weeks, you guys can check it out.
Yeah, there's something coming for sure. I could feel it. I think it's going to be the emotion.
Good luck,
That's why they're
Roger.
doing all these deals.
Good luck, buddy, man. He got to
Yeah.
get ready for the race. Yeah.
Good luck, Roger.
Good luck, man. Be safe out there, brother. Yeah, I'm gonna work on that. I'll see if I can get the E-Wheels crew on here. I know Turbo's out there now. Turbo, he went from the East Coast to the West Coast.
Well, just like Primo, he went from way up there down to Florida,
He's
dude.
in Florida now. He's in Florida enjoying that freaking good weather, dude. It's
Yeah, he's
cold
talking
out
about he's going to start his group or something. You seen
there.
his group?
No, I didn't. I didn't. He's going to start EUC group.
Yeah, EUC group. And then the other thing, the other Florida news is you got Duff. You seen his new symbol for his EUC Army thing?
I know on his last live stream was I was talking about it. I didn't get to stay on the whole stream, so I didn't get to see it, but he showed it.
Yeah, I think he's gonna do something, man. Maybe he's gonna start selling stuff again, you know, because I know he had the stands and stuff like that. Maybe he's gonna do, you know, other stuff. Who knows?
Hold on, let
He
me
always puts out good stuff. I like watching some of his. He's starting to do like inspirational
Yeah.
things. Like you've seen those? Those are pretty good, man.
Yeah, he throws up sort of like life hacks, gives you some advice and stuff. Yeah, good motivational stuff, man. To keep your life will kick you in the ass sometimes, man. It's no freaking joke, dude. We
Yeah,
all we
sometimes
all go through our stuff, and sometimes, man, just some good words, some good advice to take you
exactly.
back on a path.
Yeah, you never know what a few kind words could do a person's spirit. You know.
Exactly. What's his massive times? Oh man. I just wanted to blow it up here. Sorry to be making you guys dizzy blowing the screen up.
Hey, did you see that Russian guy that went like what
What
the
was he?
hell did he go?
70?
120 kilometers per hour or something like that?
Yeah, I did see that.
Yeah, what's his name? Like Illy or something? Eli or something? I
He
don't
must, I
know.
wonder if I was, he had to have that thing modded up or something, man.
No, he was on that thing that Johnny said, dude.
Oh,
He
the
was
GT
on
Pro?
that extreme bull commander
The
GT
GT
Pro or
Pro.
whatever.
You know, you're talking about that wheel, a really good channel, and he rides that thing, the GT Pro. I'm making sure that the Extreme Bull GT Pro, right? Yeah, is Electrified Rider. Check out his channel, Electrified Rider. And he rides the snot out of that freaking thing, dude. CJ puts his you see on a treadmill.
Hey, why not, man? Hey, you know what? Hey, I always thought about
Euro,
this.
what's happening, buddy?
What
EUC
if
Journey.
what if you
Always a
put
pleasure.
a unicycle on a treadmill, right? And you just gun it, dude, until it cuts out. You know,
You could do
just so
that.
you
Hold
can
on.
get like if you're a new rider, you know what I mean?
Just watch that thing don't kick up on you though, man. That could be a little.
Yeah, but
You
I'm
need one of
saying
them.
if
You
you're
need one of
testing the
them big.
wheels, you know,
You need one of those big treadmills like they use in track and field, where they can get the full sprint. One of those things.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Just have like a
Euro
little
is in the
harness, and
house.
have like a little wheel harness and a harness in case to cut out.
Right.
You know,
Yeah.
hey, now why not? Now you're testing all the wheels for high
Yes,
speed
because
without hurting anybody. You know, how cold is it over there where you're at, dude?
I want to say 40 degrees right now, so it'll
Oh
probably
shit,
dip down into the. But yeah, it's cold out there, man. It's cold.
damn. Yeah, it's like it's cold. It's cold over here, but it's just like a windshield type cold. You know, it's not like I'm inside my house, got the heater on. It's you know, I just went outside. I think probably like it's probably like 55,
You know
and
it'd be
it.
good. I'm sorry, dude. Spartacus with the
Oh,
treadmill. If you get one of those treadmills that are manual, you see what I mean? Don't get one with the motor. Get
like
one
the
that's
old school
manual.
one.
Yeah, yeah. Just get one of those. You can still buy those things, and you can run that thing up as fast as you want.
Yeah, I got a buddy that's got. You know what they use those for now, dude? Because I got a buddy that's got those bullies. They're like pit bulls,
Mm-hmm.
and they fucking put the chain on them, man.
They let
And
them
then
go.
they come on, boy, and they you know, because a dog don't know a damn conveyor belt. I mean, maybe it does if it gets trained, but if it's manual, when it stops, it stops.
Yeah, that's it.
So they use them for dogs and stuff.
There's a channel, but he does e-bikes. I think it's called Area 13. And he actually puts the bikes on a dyno. He found an old dyno and restored that thing. And he dynos all the e-bikes that he demos or that he sells and things like that. So that would be another good thing too if you can get it, if you can find a dyno. I mean, a brand new one would be probably expensive.
What's he saying that about the Sherman S or what?
Yeah, he has a few wheels, electrified rider. Yeah, he rocks the Sherman S, the Extreme Bull GT Pro, and he has I can't remember all his wheels, but his channel is really, really good.
Electrified. Where's he out of? Electrified Rider.
Electrified, dude. I'm not sure exactly where he's from. I want to say the West Coast, but I could be wrong. Don't take me up on that. And I watch a lot of his videos too, man. but I watch so much stuff sometimes, and I kind of get where people are from kind of crossed up.
Well, I mean, right now there's so many new writers coming out too, because they're like, you got new generations coming out, man, and you got a lot of young writers. Like I feel for Roger now at the races, because a lot of the guys that are coming out, they've probably been writing 3-4 years, and they started when they're like maybe 17, and they're 21, 22, 23 years old,
Hmm.
and they're young, dude. I mean, you got to keep up with the body, like you said. What you say? Do squats.
Yeah, you got to work out. I think for me, like I said, I'm not the most flashy rider, but my legs are strong. I don't have the biggest, of my legs are strong though.
Yeah, I've been doing squats, dude. I've been doing squats, and that's been helping me a lot, dude.
And you
And then
see,
you know what
Zach,
else
welcome
really
to the
helps a lot
stream,
is
bro.
stretching. Stretching,
Stretching's
dude.
important, very
Yeah,
important.
stretching and jumping and shit like that, dude. Like, people don't think, like, my wife, she'll see me jumping and shit and stretching and all this. She's like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "I don't care. If I'm gonna ride, I do warm-ups before I ride all the time, dude.
Yeah, you have to.
Yeah, I stretch and shit."
I'm trying to get. Yeah, dude, man. This is guy. I'm gonna thank everyone for joining in tonight, man. This was freaking awesome, man. I just love just hearing what people have to say and people's different opinions. And Mikey, thanks for jumping in here this evening.
Yeah, yeah. Do you know, I like that Sherman S, man. And remember when Duff was selling it? I was tempted to buy it, man. I even told you about it, remember?
Yeah, yeah.
And to
Duff
me,
takes
that
credit for
Sherman
it.
S is a good wheel.
I think, CJ, you have the Sherman S as well, dude. Are you because you're saying you want to get rid of everything, just get all Leaper Cam, or would you keep your Sherman S?
Well, I mean, the Sherman L replaces the Sherman S, right?
Yeah, Zach. I don't really EC Zach. I don't know much about the Sherman L. I mean, everything that I haven't got a chance to demo ride it or anything. So anything that I know about is basically what I've seen on the internet. Hopefully, I do get to ride it.
Yeah, yeah. The Sherman L replaces the Sherman S. So if I was gonna buy one of those, I'd get the L. But I don't know, man. I Dale's convinced me that the Lynx is the best Leaper Kim wheel of all time. So I don't
Well,
know. I don't know.
if you don't need the mile, I mean, if you don't need the range, you can get the links. Sherman L is just going to give you more range.
Yeah, that's why I like the Sherman L, because of the range, dude. But yeah, I don't know, man. I almost bought the Lynx. He got the Lynx a little bit before I got the Master V4, and when he got I just like the way that Clark, the way he put the fairings and all that, the look that it had, and then the blue with the black and the
Hmm.
contrast. It just I was like, wow, dude, that's just beautiful.
Yeah, yeah, stuff looks good.
Yeah, and I got it, and it's been my favorite wheel of all my wheels that I've bought, suspension wise. But
Mhm.
I think my favorite wheel that I've owned, and it's gonna sound stupid, but it's my Z10.
No, no, dude. I think the Z10 was before its time. I wish they would have never stopped. Can you imagine what the Z10 would be like if they kept making that thing?
Yeah, if they would have kept fine tuning it and doing shit with it,
Yeah, dude.
who knows?
That wheel, to me, that wheel was ahead of its time, the Z10. Senior moment, welcome to the stream. We say, wait till you're my age. I'm not sure what your age is, brother. I'm not sure. I'm no
I'm
spring.
gonna guess he's 53.
I'm no spring chicken.
Oh, well, I mean, hey, I'm 48. I mean, I mean, Marty's 64, isn't he? 63 or something like that.
Yeah, I know he's over 60. I don't know his
Yeah,
exact.
and then I got a friend, and she's up there too, and her name's Barbara Tigliano. She sold me one of my wheels, a V8, I think a
Oh,
V8F.
That was George. That's right. George did buy that wheel. Yeah, yeah. George bought the his wheel, the Sherman
Yeah,
S. Yeah, yeah.
and he sold it to him in like mint condition, dude. Yeah, I remember when he got rid of it. I didn't know who bought it, but right on, George. Good buy, man. That was a good buy.
You need to send one of those mystery packs up this way, CJ, in a big box. Merry Christmas. Yeah, dude, I can imagine a Sherman L, dude. I can imagine. But if I went out and bought an L right now, dude, I'd be coming to
Well,
live with you, dude. Oh, it wouldn't be
well,
too.
if I bought a long range wheel right now, I don't know what I would buy, dude. Because look, you got the extreme bull. What is it? Is it the GT or DGT Pro? The one that has like
The
mad
4,000.
range.
Oh, that
Yeah,
thing,
it's it's
that thing's a
it's got to
behemoth, man.
be the Pro, right? Not the GT.
Yeah, that's the one with the 4,000-watt battery in it, man.
Yeah, yeah.
Wow.
It would either be that the Sherman L or the Master Pro. But now the Master Pro seems. That's what I wanted to talk to Johnny about the Master and the Master Pro being replaced by the Blitz and the Panther. And
Mm,
that's literally what I think is going to happen because the Blitz is so much to the Master. It's just why keep making the Master?
right.
And the
It's
Master
just
Pro
they're button
is
heads.
basically the fucking Panther.
Yeah.
So, you know, I don't know, man. I don't know what I would buy. I think I'd wait, like I said, maybe like till January to buy me a new wheel or maybe the beginning of next year to see
Hmm.
what drops in this next month. Because a lot of stuff's going to drop in this next month. And they're going to drop their stuff. You guys, you were talking about the tariffs and all that. Supposedly Donald Trump wants to take away something about the income tax or something like that and something about tariffs. It's going to go up. The prices are going to go up. And that these guys know. And that's why, like in Motion, I think that's why they're getting rid of their stuff because they're like, we're not going to be able to sell our stuff if it goes up in price. Let's just get rid of it, make our money back for what we put into it somehow. And that's why they're doing what they're doing. But yeah, long range, I don't know. I right now the Sherman S is, I mean, the Sherman L is up there too, because it's got long range.
Got long range.
But you got a lot of good, good wheels right now for the long range. You got some really good wheels.
I think Zach was talking about the tire. What would you recommend? Oh, the thing with the tire, it depends on what type of terrain you're riding on, though. You know, if you're doing street, if you're doing trail, I know a lot of people will go to Shinko. They say it's good on the street and it's good on trail. So, but for me, I normally just rock street tires. I do have a Kenda 626, but that I have that on my RS. It's not the best, but I kind of like that tire. But again, you have to figure out what you're going to ride most of the time. If you're riding street most of the time, throw a street tire on it.
Yeah, there's a lot of good tires, man. I remember when I started experimenting with tires and that Michelin Pilot, that thing's a really good tire, man. If you like to like
A
do
lot of
street
people
riding.
rock the Michelin. Yeah, a lot of people.
But then you got the Shinko tire. I think what is it, 244? What is that Shinko?
The 244 and a
Yeah,
2. Well, most
that
people
one's really damn
go
good for like almost everything. I I don't know, man. I think you got to feel them out, man. You got to feel them out. Just look to see what you like best,
yeah, got
and just ride it. Cause like I had the Master, right, and
mhm,
remember I put the off road tire on it, and it was crappy. I
yeah.
was like, dude, this thing. As soon as I would go to turn, it would lean,
What did you
and it
did you
would be
pull
like
out the
whoop
C?
whoop.
Did you get that CST?
No, what the hell was
Or
it,
you talking
dude?
about the tire that the tire that it comes with, or you put a
Yeah, the tire that I got it with from Clark is what the
it might
hell
be a
is it?
CST. It might be a CST. I know those masters come
I
with
know it's
CST.
thick as hell though. It's thick as hell. It's almost like a Michelin Pilot type tire.
I had a CST. I had to get rid of it, man. The tire flops, man. You go to turn and it's not smooth. It's like you'll be riding, it just goes, man.
No, that I got that with the off road with the off road tire I put on there.
Hmm.
I got it with that, but I didn't. I don't do a lot of off roading, and so when I'm going high speed, it just felt really really weird, man. I put the street tire. Now I'll tell you what though, when I had my V12 high speed, I was experimenting with tires like crazy,
Right, right.
and tires do make a difference. So
Tires make a heck of
I
a difference.
I suggest people experiment a little bit in tire changing. Like say, you know what? I'll try this one, try this one, try that one,
Yeah.
because something that might work for you might not work for me. You
Might
know?
not work for somebody else. It all depends on how you ride, where you ride, your style, and a lot of factors go
Yeah,
into
because I
that.
ride hard. I really I ride solo a lot, and I ride real hard, and I sometimes ride with Austin and the other guys, but I kind of get in the back because I don't want to be in the front, you know. And so I do a lot of solo riding. I ride real hard, and most of the time I'm riding over 45. So an
Hmm.
off road tire ain't gonna really work for me.
Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense. Again, Zach, it depends. Range is subjective. It depends. See, this is the thing about range, and you don't hear a lot of people say this in videos. Range is affected, one is by your weight. If you're a 200-pound rider, you're going to get less range than someone that weighs 150 pounds, 130 pounds. It depends on
Yeah,
what type. It depends on what type of terrain. If you're riding on flat ground, if you're riding on hilly terrain, so there's so many factors that go into range. It's almost hard to say what you're going to get. It depends. It all depends on how you ride and where you ride.
yeah, yeah, and not just that, but the the weather, the temp, like the temperature, the cold,
Cold
all
weather, you
that,
get less
the way your
mileage.
machine is,
Yeah,
you
cold
know,
weather, you get less
the
mileage.
battery, if you're fully charged or not charged enough, you know, like. But I
Tire.
would say the ideal range, if you were to say answer that question in a way to answer it, I say 60 miles. If you
50,
could get a wheel that
50
rides
to, I
with
would
your
say
weight,
50 to
is 60
60.
miles, you should be good. But it all differs because if you get a T4 and you get a master, you know it's different. You know their T4 is not going to give me 60 miles.
No, you're not going to get 60 miles
You know, and
on a
with the
T4.
master, you'll get 60 miles with the master if you're riding cool. Now,
Yeah,
if you got the V4 like me and you're riding real hard, you're lucky to get 30.
yeah.
So
Hold on.
it all varies.
Senior Moment say he's 53. You and I are like the same age, Senior Moment. Yeah.
Did
I'm
you
not
say he was 53?
53. Yeah, you got it right on the head. I'm not. You and I are like the same age.
I just guessed. I just guessed.
Good guess.
I was right. I should
CJ,
get something for it, Sensei.
you should,
Put a little
man.
star up here or something.
If I could, I would.
Yeah.
CJ says he is 56. Yeah, I'm not too far off of CJ either. So Spartacus, 37.
He's still young.
Yeah, he's still green. I mean that in a good way, Spartacus.
But CJ, 56 years old?
Yeah.
Oh, he's still young, man.
Yes.
I mean, look at Marty, dude. I mean, I'm telling you, that lady that I know, Barbara, I know she's older than Marty. And she lives up there by you.
Dude, age is just a number, dude. I don't even tell people my age. It's
I
like,
want to say she's 72 years old, dude. I think she's up there and she's still riding. You know, she's constantly buying fucking wheels. She'll buy them. She's got money, so she'll
oh,
buy a wheel.
dude, Barbara, she's in Connecticut, right? She's in
Yeah, she'll
Connecticut.
buy a freaking wheel and get rid of it in 2 months, like brand new still,
I
with
think
all
she's
the
in.
pads and everything on it.
She's either in Connecticut or Boston, one of the two, because I believe I saw her on one of Cobra's videos. It might be
Well, I bought
Boston.
a wheel from her. I just can't remember where it's from, but it. I don't
Boston or
want to
Connecticut.
say. I don't think it's Connecticut.
Is it Boston? Oh, I gotta cramp my leg.
It's got to be Boston. It's got to be Boston. Yeah, because I remember that she was gonna ride with Go George or something like that when I was talking to her,
Uh-huh.
and she was gonna go down. She's from the Boston area, but she was going to go down, and I told her, "Hey, why don't you meet up with Go George and the guys and ride with them?"
Georgia 56.
I haven't seen Go George do anything really either. What happened with him?
The last video, what did I see of him? Was it the Boston invasion?
Well, since he got married, dude, you know, it changed up on him.
Is your wait a second. This is not one I click on. I'm sorry, dude. Hold on a minute. Let me get this
The
up there.
Sherman L's 4,000 watt hour. See, that's all you need right there is 4,000 watt hours.
Dude, I would 4,000 would be. I wouldn't even use all that battery. Like I said, I could get away with the lengths. My rides are between 15 to 25 miles. That's it. Some maybe 30, but I normally ride between 15 and 25 miles. That's me.
Yeah, I do
I,
like
I,
about 25, 35,
yeah,
yeah, miles.
I
You know,
don't. I'm not
I
a.
don't
I'm
know
not a high
how
miles
Marty
rider.
does these over 100-mile rides, dude. That's what I'm saying. Like, Marty's 60 something years old, right? And he's riding like 100 and something miles, dude. Like, I'm pretty sure once you learn to ride a unicycle, like at our age, you're gonna be able to ride until you're dead, dude. If you can fucking walk, I mean, you're gonna be able to ride.
Dude, there was this
Maybe
was a
not
few
at the
years
speed.
ago. There was a rider, dude was like 75. He was riding the thing backwards on 1 foot and all this other. I'm like, man, just I tell people just keep yourself in good shape. My thing with these tariffs and stuff, I'm telling people just sit back and wait and see what happens. I know that they were going back and forth with Mexico and they end up coming up with some type of deal that's going to help control the tariffs and stuff. So I tell people just wait and see what happens before jumping to conclusions with the tariffs.
With
Just
the
wait.
tariffs.
Yeah,
Yeah, who knows what's gonna happen? I
yeah,
think, I think, I think something bad's gonna happen, but it's not as bad as we all think.
yeah. That's what I'm thinking. I don't think
You
it's gonna
know.
be as what people think. Yeah, the 244 is a good tire. I rode that on at least on an RS before.
See, I didn't like that 244.
I
I
liked it.
didn't like it because it's not for speed. It's for off-roading. That thing is straight
It
up
was off road when I
off-roading
rode
and
it.
light speed.
It was on off road.
Let's open the Sherman now. That dual battery.
The V14 right now, dude, you can get that thing for 2,700, 26, 2,700. I think it's 2,700 right now.
The V14, or you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, you said V13, didn't you?
No, I said V14.
Yeah, that V14's a good wheel. They
Yeah.
didn't lower the price on that thing much, but the V13 though, you
Dude,
seen
they
they had
had
it for
that thing.
1,300.
Dude, they had it. They had the V13, the regular one for like that price. And then they had the Pro version for, was it 2 grand? 1,900? But it went back up though. They keep
Yeah,
lowering it and taking it up. I don't know what they're
yeah,
doing, man.
that's weird. Who knows why they're doing that?
Yeah,
That's weird.
because remember they were running deals. We saw it for 999, the V12 Pro, and then it was like then they put the price right back up again. Now it dropped again. They say they got 80 units. It's probably less than that now, and it's back down to 999.
It's weird, huh?
Yeah,
Hey, for all we know, they're being hacked and some guys lowering and raising their prices. Dude. They're like, we don't want to let people know. They won't buy it. We're being hacked. Fast mode and long range mode.
yeah.
What's he talking about?
He's talking about the modes on the Leaper Kim wheels, the Lynx or the Sherman Leaper Kim wheels. They have like high speed mode and all that different stuff. Why they just don't have the wheel that it can just do it, that you have to put it into a mode like that beats the crap out of me. I would just have it
Yeah, I
unlocked.
don't get that. I
Yeah.
don't get that. Maybe I get it if you had like a V8F and you're teaching a little 8-year-old and you're like, let me limit the speed to 7 miles per hour. But if you're gonna buy a $5,000 wheel, it should all be there.
Yeah.
It should all be there.
5 grand, you're getting into motorcycle territory. I mean, you shouldn't have to. That stuff should all be just right there for you, man. Yeah, me too, Devo. I hope I'm still riding at that age.
85 years old riding on a T4. That's
Dude, I love
crazy.
I love that T4, man.
85 years old, man. Dude, that's like double my age, basically.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy, dude. I mean, Hopefully, I'm riding at that shit. I hope I'm alive at that age, dude.
Yeah, yeah. You never know what's gonna happen.
I mean, look, I cut out at 61.5 miles per hour. Didn't break a bone, but I could have died, dude.
Yeah,
I was riding in traffic, not on the shoulder like uh like Duff was, and I was going 60 fucking miles per hour, 61.5 when I cut out. Um, and to see cars behind me coming and braking, that shit is one feeling that it took me. I think you remember it took me like a month and a half, man, a month, something like that, to get back to my normal speed.
yeah,
'Cause it was weird. I kept thinking, even though it was a new motherboard, I kept thinking this shit's gonna cut out.
yeah.
Yeah,
You
but
get yeah, you get like flashbacks with that stuff. I know after I got hit by that SUV, even now I don't ride the same. You know, it affects how you ride. It affects how you ride. I almost got killed, man. Like I said, I'm surprised I'm still here. I should have never. When it's your time to go, it's your time to go. But the way I got hit, man, there's no way I should have walked away from that thing, man. I mean, I got smacked, dude. Bad, bad. But I think my upbringing with, I've always kept myself in shape and with my martial arts and boxing and all that type of stuff. And God was looking out for me that day, man. Because I mean, I got even, dude. There was 6 or 7 cop cars and an ambulance, and the cops said they were coming down to basically mop my body off the ground, put it basically in a freaking bag. They thought I was gone, dude. Yeah,
that's crazy.
yeah.
Yeah, shit is scary, man. It traumatizes you a little bit for.
Heck yeah, dude.
And that's another thing that people don't get, man. Like this shit is some dangerous ass shit that they're like, oh man, you can jump on a wheel, go this fast. I don't know why there's so much promoting and let's go faster, faster than hey, let's just ride safe. Because hey, honestly, when I do ride with like people, I don't even hit 32 miles per hour, and it's rare, right? It's usually like 22 to 32 miles per hour, dude, and it's
Yeah,
usually like about the middle of that. So,
right, right.
and I'm having fun, and so, but then when I ride by myself, that's when I push myself. But
Hmm.
in my book, I'm like, hey, don't push the new guys to ride so hard so quick because you're teaching them you're teaching them something that if they're not in their right set of mind or they're not paying attention because they're just new to the whole damn thing, it could cost their lives. I mean, look at this guy. Well, last week was it last week? The guy died over there by you
And Trenton,
somewhere.
yeah, and Trenton, New Jersey, and Trenton, New
Yeah,
Jersey. I don't know all the, all the ins and outs of what
I mean, he
happened.
wasn't wearing a helmet, so that was the one thing that we know.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
but still, like this shit's dangerous. People fucking are dying now. I mean, there was like a 15-year-old kid, or I think he was around 15 years old, got killed here in California. I think like
What?
last year
Yeah,
or
it's
a
no
year ago.
joke. I know
Yeah,
for me, when I ride, I try to keep a consistent speed more so than a top speed. It's like if you're going to ride, and let's just say okay, I'm going to hit 45, but you're going 45, 20, 43, 23. You know what I mean?
yeah, it's a big
45,
variation.
yeah, you're just jumping up and down a ladder. I would rather go ahead and stick between 20, ride at 25 or ride at 28 and maintain
Yeah,
that speed,
and
and
keep it
you
constant.
and just keep it consistent. Yeah, just keep it constant, keep it consistent. That's just like driving a car because used to drive a lot of long distance, and you would have people shoot by you. I'm doing, let's say I'm doing 80 miles an hour. Someone shoot by me doing 90 to 100, and then 3 miles down the road you catch them. So I would
Yeah,
rather maintain 80 miles an hour for a long period of time than to just be going up and down, up and down. You're not going to get anywhere. You're not going to
yeah.
get anywhere. Oh, this is the question I wanted to address right here. So he says, I love Marty. He's cool, but I think sometimes he gets too focused and wastes time on fixing things that the factory should have worked out. This is my thing about Marty, and this is what I love about Marty, right? I understand what you're saying, but we would not be where we are today with Wheels if Marty wasn't who he is to the community with like Overheat Hill and all the testing. Wheels will not be where they are today. They wouldn't. I think he added a lot of quality and
Yeah, he's
fixes.
put his work in.
Yeah, man. So I do give him props. I do. I still think that the factories do need to step up their quality. Some manufacturers are better than others, you know, but no, but he played a major role. Marty did in the community, and hats off to him, man. I would love to ride with him someday too. I have a
Yeah,
lot of
Marge
respect
is
for
good
Marty.
peoples.
Yeah,
Yeah, well,
yeah,
you know, one thing though, I will say though, is that yeah, he put his work in, but there is a little bit of, like maybe he when he's analyzing some of the stuff that he's doing on some of the wheels he's doing, like there's times where he's changing shit out. I kind of get it what CJ's saying. Um, that shit already been done by the factory, and to me, it's like, okay, well, let's talk about that instead. And he's just like, well, this is what you're gonna do, and you're like, okay, so I guess we're fucked. We gotta do it this way. And I
yeah. I
do
mean,
get what CJ's saying,
no,
but
I
a
get
lot of
it.
that,
I get it.
has to play with a lot of these players in the game, dude. Like I think I was telling you, like it, and I'm not gonna mention no names, but you always get these guys that do like their blogging or whatever, their channel, and they're doing their videos and shit. And every wheel seems to be the newest, best wheel. Why is that?
Yeah,
Why is that? Like it's like, hey, this wheel's the fastest. This wheel's the best. And it's like last week you just told us that other wheel was the best. So it's
right.
like,
I mean, you'll have people that seem like they're out to push a product, push a sale, and things like that. I mean, I don't agree with that. That's why I'm not so quick to jump on a wheel. Sometimes I wait long. I'll buy an old wheel in a minute. Like I said, I'd rather have a tried and tested wheel than to buy something that I'm making videos on it and I know that there's issues with the wheel, but I'm not telling a rider that there's issues with the wheel. I'm not going to do that. But I get yeah. So it's a very fine line. Uh
yeah, it's like you get the manufacturers to tell them, hey, dude, here, hey, just talk greatly about our shit. You're gonna get a free wheel. Well, yeah,
yeah,
most
that's not
most
true.
people are gonna be like, oh shit, I get a $4,000 wheel. Oh hell yeah, I'll say it fucking has wings and fucking sings like a parrot. I don't know, dude. You know what I mean? And
Correct
and
for
and
your
and that's what I think is going on a lot. And there
yeah,
needs to be real ass guys like you, like
more
me, that
transparency.
kind of that yeah, with none of that bullshit. Like Johnny, you could tell Johnny's like that,
Yeah, he'll
and
tell
and and
tell it the way it is.
and
See,
yeah, tell
I
it how
think
it is.
I think manufacturers should be more willing to give wheels. I think, but this is another thing a lot of people don't understand too. They look at a channel's numbers, and if they figure if you have a bigger following, they're going to send you a wheel because more people are going to see it. That type of stuff. Instead of getting people that are going to give you an honest opinion and say, "Hey, this is what it is," and maybe, yeah, you know the game. We know the game. So I don't agree with that, but that's what they do. A lot they're out to make a buck, man.
They
You know,
are.
they're out to make a
And
buck.
and and the thing is, like, it's like I was saying, I don't even want to mention the names, but it's at least four cats that I could just say boom, 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 boom. And they'll say, this wheel's the best fucking wheel, it's the fastest wheel, the coolest wheel. I can't believe this fucking wheel. And then 2 months down the road, they're knocking that wheel like, oh yeah, that wheel sucked. Damn wheel piece of crap. They got to get their
Yeah,
shit together. And you're like,
yeah,
wow, dude, like you just made us buy a fucking wheel. Let's say the guy works at Home Depot. Like I just fucking bought a wheel. I
yeah.
got a fucking payment, and now you're telling me that it sucks. Like what the hell? Like they're
That's like
guiding
getting
the public
yes.
so fucked up. It's sad, dude.
Yeah, it's like
And
it's getting I think too where, especially with channels, you start watching people and then you get, I don't want to say attached, but you trust their opinion, and then they like pull a switcheroo on. You're like, wait a second, you know?
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's not good. But this is, I do want to, Devo, this is a good point right here. And I've been saying this for years, man. People decide to drive into traffic when they're not skilled enough. You need a lot of experience to ride. Dude, I've been telling people this stuff, man. And it's like, take your time, learn the process, and get comfortable on your wheel. It doesn't take much, man. It doesn't take much to go down. I mean, at that dude, I can't say it any better. Don't be so quick to be in traffic riding, like a speed demon.
Well, see that goes back to what I said earlier. That instead of teaching people to let's go fucking fast, just teach them to ride safe.
Hmm.
Just teach them to ride chill. You could ride in traffic if you're in the bike lane and you're riding 25 miles, 20 miles per hour. No one's gonna fuck with you. But the moment you're like, oh, these guys are just moving too slow, and that's me, I'm weaving and bobbing through the fucking traffic. So yeah, I'm putting my life in danger. But that's me. I'm just saying to the newbies, they need to teach them, hey, you know what? Ride on the bike lane, learn to control your wheel, learn. It's like Johnny said, ride backwards, ride seated, do all that. And then if you feel like going into fucking traffic, then you know what you're getting into. Like
Oh,
just like Debo said, you know what you're getting into.
yeah, man.
But I
Like, I
think
mean,
I think as a new writer, there needs to be more of that. Like, hey guys, you know what? This shit is fucking deadly.
it's no joke.
Uh, like you could lose balance real quick, and the wheel, you'll end up in front of a fucking car. So if you really want to risk yourself, then do that. If you want to stay safe, then ride on sidewalks and shit. Ride in parks
And
where
parks, find you a big parking
trails.
lot.
Shit, yeah, somewhere where there's no fucking cars. Warehouses, like you said, where like abandoned, like that one place you all get together all the time down there, where it's
Pier 76.
yeah, like
Pier
places like
76.
that.
Pier
And it's
76 is awesome.
yeah,
I ride in New York too,
yeah,
and New York, man. And I like I said, it's one thing to see it on a video, but it's another thing to actually be in that traffic when you have city buses on one side,
yeah,
UPS trucks on the other. Dude, man, you get killed up in New York City. And
yeah. It's
and that's
fucking
why I
crazy
always, yeah, and sometimes you really have to ride aggressive to keep yourself safe in New York, because then
to stay alive.
they'll run you off the freaking road, man.
Hey, here in Mexico, because I live in Mexico, right?
Hmm.
You know what they're told to fucking do, which is crazy. They're told like the guys, let's say the guy's driving a delivery fucking truck, right, or a bus or some shit. They're told, hey, if you hit somebody, you fucking keep going. Make sure they die.
Oh,
I'm like, what the shit? And the reason being, because they don't want to pay the insurance. They don't want to have to pay for a person. Seriously, dude. I mean, it's probably not what it's set out in the open. It's all hush hush. But this is something I hear from a lot of people down here. Like, hey, dude, do you ride motorcycle? Oh, that's good. No, I ride a unicycle. What, are you crazy? I go, why? They're like, yeah, if they hit you down here, they're gonna run over you and take off, dude. Like I'm like, so I ride where I ride. My life, I think, is just as in danger as in New York, because there's a lot of bobbing and weaving. I've seen their traffic, but here you got guys that are a little bit on the crazy side, and then you got the cartels. There's sometimes when I'm riding, and I'll see guys that are in that type of
uh-huh.
mentality. And you could see they run lights. They don't even care. There's a fucking cop at a light. They'll run a light. And the cops don't even chase them. You know why? Because they know that car, if they chase them, they're pulling over somebody that's gonna tell them,
Wow.
hey, you know, you better look the other way or you're not
Yeah,
gonna get to look no more.
yeah.
So, and
That's
that's not everywhere in Mexico.
no, I
But
get it. I
there
get it.
is sections like that. But yeah, I ride in some super dangerous shit, dude. Where people will fucking kill you.
Yeah. And it's even riding up here. It's just you'll get drivers that feel like we don't belong on a road. That's it. Roads just for cars. And like I always tell people, do your research. In America, you are free to travel in your persons. You're free to travel. Traveling and driving are two different things. Research that, and you understand what I'm talking about. If you want to ride a freaking horse on the road, you can ride a horse on the road. So you're free to do it. That's why a lot of times people are like, "Did cops mess with you?" Cops know, if the cop really knows the law, the cops know that you're allowed to be on the freaking road. You're allowed to be on the road. When I got hit, I had you had some witnesses, and one of the people came up to me and told me, like, basically saying to me that I shouldn't be on the road. And I told him to shut up and mind their business. I'm allowed to be on the road. This person should. I did. I told him, mind your business. I'm allowed to ride on the road. And a cop backed me up and said, yeah, he's allowed to be on the road. He has every right to be on the road. That's what the cop said. Yeah, you're allowed to
That's
be on the
crazy.
road, man.
Well,
Yeah,
and but hey, you're gonna get those riders. I mean, drivers that they don't want us on the road, man.
yeah.
It sucks, but it's the truth. I mean, I've came really close to knocking someone's side mirror out just for pissing me off. So I see videos people doing it all the time on motorcycles, and I'm like, I fucking, son of a bitch,
Bike, they do it
like
up here with the
you're
bike.
riding, and I'm in the shoulder, because I'm talking about here in Mexico. I'm riding, and you'll get the guy to go in front of you, like, hey, dude, do you really? Because you got a shitty car, and I'm riding a wheel that goes 60 plus miles per hour, and I could fly by you, and like, do you really got to get in my way? And they do that, and they veer in and out of the wannabe bike lane, if you want to call it, because there's no designated bike lane, but we all know the bikes, always right on the right. So, but they get in the way a lot out here, man. And I mean, shit, Austin was hit by a fucking car out here. You
I
know that,
remember,
right?
yeah, I remember, yeah, that light the stream.
Yeah, he
Yeah,
fucking shattered his leg
his
or something,
leg,
dude. I was
man.
like, damn.
It's see, this is the problem that I have, especially in America. The amount of taxes that they take out of everybody for so-called infrastructure, and infrastructure is freaking horrible in a lot of places. And the bike lanes, I don't mind. I'd rather ride in a bike lane. I really don't want to be out there battling with cars. I'm being completely honest. I have no desire. You're going to lose that battle every time. I don't care how heavy your wheel is. You're not gonna win a contest with a car or SUV that weighs 4,000 pounds, or even a 3,000 pound car. You're going to be on the losing end of that battle. But they got to do better with the infrastructure. And you have a lot of the lawmakers, right? This is the thing that kills me. They always talk about, like, with e-bikes, any of the PEVs, whether it's e-skate, electric unicycles, what have you. They're always talking about the speed, right? Think about if you drive a Mercedes, a Corvette, a Hellcat. These cars are just as fast as some classifications as race cars, but you're allowed to
Oh
ride
yeah.
it on. You're allowed to drive it on the road. But they're going to try to put a law that, oh, your e-bike can only go 28 miles an hour. Now, this is the thing. Now, hear me out. You
Well,
have an
that's the law
e-bike,
in California. You know
but
that?
yeah, but look at this though, right? They say, okay, you can only have a 750-watt motor. Okay, 750-watt motor for what? So that might be good on flat ground to get you up to 20 miles an hour, but you go up a hill, that thing might drop down to 10 miles an hour on a freaking hill. You understand
Yes,
what I'm
not
trying to say?
dangerous.
Yeah, it's dangerous. It's dangerous. So it's like they're making laws, but they don't even know how the equipment works. Or after you're riding at 50% battery, do you think you're going to be gone 20 miles an hour? No. If you're a 250-pound rider and you're riding on that thing, do you think it's going to do 20 miles an hour? No, it's not. So it's like they're making laws, but the laws are just crooked. They don't know how the machinery works, man. That's why they need to get people in that actually know about how the equipment works. They're hypocrites, man.
Well,
Sorry.
they eventually they got to get some kind of regulation. Eventually, they
Yeah.
do, because like the scooters, especially, um, the scooters, to me, they they're going like 100 miles per hour now, almost. I think.
Yeah. I mean, me personally, I'm not going to be out on a freaking road on a scooter riding 100 miles an hour. I mean, that's just
Yeah.
that's just getting ridiculous. But even look at this right here. One Wheel Dream says in Sweden, our legal limit is 13 miles an hour. That's just freaking ridiculous. That's a pedal bike. You can pedal a bike faster than 13 miles an hour.
So if yeah, I mean, if I got on a friggin' on a 10 speed or whatever they got out there now, 21 speed, whatever. I mean, I could go 40 miles per hour on one of those, right?
Yeah, you can pedal. I mean,
13 miles per hour. What the shit? Shit,
you
there's
can run
guys
that.
that run faster than that. Isn't there
You
guys
can
that
run
run
faster
faster
than
than
that.
that?
You can run
Yeah,
faster
so
than
are
that.
they gonna take your feet away? I mean, like, the fuck are they thinking?
I'm not going to say you're going to maintain 13 miles an hour, but in a sprint, like I could run faster than 13 miles an hour. So being out on the road on something that's powered by a battery and top speed is only 13 miles an hour, you have to take everything else into consideration. Me personally, you're putting someone's life in danger, putting them on something like that.
Yeah.
You're putting their life in danger. Or let's say, oh, you can only have a 250-watt motor. 250-watt motor, you might as well not even have a motor on the bike. You should. It's like it's ridiculous, especially for a grown person. Maybe on one of those little kids' power wheels.
Well, you know what? You know what? Like, you know how the law out here in California, I think it's 28 miles per hour, like the e-bikes, right? And if you go, I went to some because I've seen some of these e-bike stores where they sell e-bikes. They're like the size of a fucking motorcycle, and they got like a 500-watt motor or some crazy shit, and they can't even go up to over 28, and they go up slow, and that's the e-bike stores.
Mhm.
Because see, like the Surons and all that shit, they're ordered from China.
Yeah.
They're ordered from somewhere else.
Mhm.
But the shit that's here in the States, like in California, at a store that you go to buy, yeah, all that stuff is no more faster than 28.
Yeah. I
That's
don't.
why the one wheel sells a lot. That skateboard, that one
Yeah.
wheel, because it don't go over 28. You don't have to worry about that. It's kind of somewhat safe, and it's U.S. It's made in America. So
This is another thing. Now let's just say they say, okay, you can only go 28 miles an hour. Okay. Well, is that 28 miles an hour going to be 28 miles an hour on flat ground and uphill?
no,
You get what you see what I'm trying to say. You see what I'm getting at though. So again, the performance is lopsided. That 28 miles an hour is based on
on level ground.
level ground and perfect conditions on a full battery. And that's not
Yeah,
even added in, road conditions, your weight and all that other stuff. So it's like again, dude, that law, they need people in charge that can actually think and use some common sense and be like, "Oh, okay, I would push the limit 35, but you understand, you need to make it to where it's suitable and that performance is through the whole spectrum. It's not just going to be on flat ground on a full battery and you're weighing 100 pounds even. These numbers, they're not realistic numbers at all.
I think CJ wants to be in a commercial with the
Jaguar,
EDC.
where
Well,
I
we
saw
know
his
who's ready.
where I saw his comment. I wanted to post it up here, and they Jaguar nearly tanked their company with that commercial, dude. Jaguar, you need me to make a commercial, man? Get me. I'll make one for you. Seriously.
No, but yeah, there's a lot of stuff like the other thing that besides that, I think they're gonna start, and I think they're doing it in certain areas is where they're regulating you being able to live in an apartment complex
Mm-hmm.
and keep your EUCs in your house.
Yeah.
Um, they're
Yeah.
gonna make you keep them in a fucking box or
Or
some
keep the
crazy shit
batteries.
like a firebox.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Uh,
I mean, even now you have like in New York, there's certain places where they won't even let you bring your stuff in. They'll make you park it outside and stuff like that. I think with New York the issue is too. They beat the snot out those bikes, and I think the majority of the fires were caused by delivery. You know what I mean? The delivery bikes and the battery packs, and you have to ask how those things are made, how they're maintained. And
Yeah.
I think, it's giving the people like you or me that actually buy good equipment a bad rap. Because I've been questioning about my batteries. I'm like, no. I said my stuff is fine. I don't have a problem. But that's another thing I'll tell every rider that's here, or if you're a new rider, maintain your equipment. Maintain it. If you're out there ripping, slipping, and dipping, either learn how to wrench on your wheel or take it somewhere to get it checked to make sure it's not cracked. There's no water leaking in on the control panel. When you charge your battery, don't be going to the dollar store and getting these cheap extension cords. You know what I mean? You have people that are charging at 8 amps with a damn extension cord that can only handle 2 amps and wonder why you're going to cause a fire. The cord heats up and it's like a chain reaction. The extension cord heats up, it goes to the charger, and then it runs straight to the freaking battery. So these are things that you have to know.
Yeah, and these EUC fires are wicked, dude.
Yeah, those
They ain't
lithium
no
ion batteries are
joke.
no joke. Yeah.
Like a fucking torch is going off, dude.
It's the thing, the issue with New York, it's not as bad as what I think everyone thinks it is. Like I still go in with my stuff and I don't have a problem. I know city bikes are huge in New York City, and I still don't think they don't realize that those city bikes are e-bikes. You know that? A lot of people think, and I still don't think people know those are e-bikes. They don't know.
Hey, Debo was talking about Sweden being, or what the hell, being a myth or whatever. Isn't that where Mike's the Christian's at? Isn't that where that guy's at? I think that's
What, in
where he's at.
Sweden?
Yeah. Isn't
Yeah,
he out there in
that's where
Denmark
Mike
or
is.
Sweden or
Yeah.
something? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And they
Yeah.
ride pretty damn hard.
Yeah, all my wheels are in here, but I don't beat the crap out of my wheels, and I make sure to get them thoroughly checked, like every year. And but even with batteries, people were having problems with PC batteries at one point and laptops. Phone batteries it's just the technology. Technology has to grow a little bit.
Oh, George saying that they
Oh
can't.
yeah, George, 100% they are. You have more of a chance of fires being caused by candles and space heaters. Look it up. Look it up. More so than batteries. New York is awesome to ride a PEV, dude. It is. Whether it's e-skate, e-bike, New York is freaking awesome. You just got to be careful. The New York cops don't give it. They don't give a crap. They're like, if you have, if you're brave enough to ride that thing in traffic, go ahead and ride it, man. Go ahead and ride it. Yeah, we're gonna shut this down in like about 10 minutes, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're
Yeah.
oh
Well, the police, right? What is that? Let's double check. What's she talking about in New York?
well, I wouldn't like the New York cops. You're talking about One Wheel Dream? No. Devo. I'm getting comments mixed up here. Well, that was CJ. Yeah, it's the law's a little bit weird, man. But I think New York's main laws are against like the illegal mopeds and then some of the illegal shops that they like kind of cheap out on the battery packs and stuff like that. That's the thing that they're more concerned about.
Yeah, out here in Mexico, they don't even care about the fucking speed. They don't even care, dude. I've been riding like 45, 50 miles per hour. I mean, cops just pass by me.
Dude, I keep saying I haven't had any problem with any police officer. Mainly, if they see me riding here, they'll ask me, one is the gear. They say, I see you have a helmet on because I ride with a lot of riding shirts, so they can't see the elbow pads and stuff. They're like, you have other gear? I'm like, yeah, yeah. They're like, okay, man, be safe. And that's it. I don't have, I haven't had any problems with any Jersey police
Yeah, I
officer.
think as long as you got your gear, like your helmet, I think they're cool.
And you're not zipping in and out of like I'm not trying to zip in and out of traffic, and I stay in my lane. Now I will move over into the lane. I don't always ride on the shoulder, and the reason why, dude, you have nails, screws, glass.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so if you're going to mess around and get a flat, so that's why I'm like, they got to work on the infrastructure. Riding on the side of the road is not always the safest thing. Again, you have to
No, no,
pick and choose
you get a flat tire real quick.
quick, real quick, man.
Shit, I thought that's what happened to Duff when he had that little cutout.
Maybe, but it was the tire. It was the actual
Yeah, it
the
was a
stem,
little
right? The
the
valve.
stem. Yeah,
Yeah.
but like you were saying, when you're riding on the shoulder, you might hit a nail or whatever. And
All that stuff. Because
when
think
he
about
went
any.
down, I thought that's what had happened.
Because think about anything that's out in the main road gets kicked off to the side. So that's where all the garbage is, man. And we ride in that stuff.
Yeah,
That's
people
dangerous.
throwing fucking bottles and shit.
Yeah. It's dangerous, man. Dangerous, dude.
What's CJ saying here? All my units I have.
Oh, the Wi-Fi. I remember you making that video, CJ, on that about that.
Oh, he's saying the only cutout was the Wi-Fi on it, but not the
Mm-hmm.
actual machine.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I've had a few cutouts. I had a cutout on the 18XL, on the Z10, on the V12, and on the Master. But I think
Cutouts
it's all me pushing myself to my limits.
to the
That's
limit.
really what it is. It's not that the machine's any bad. It's just me overdoing it.
I know I cut out the Tesla. Um, I know the rule of thumb that I tell, and this is for anyone that's new, if you're on a stream and you're watching or you do watch this, is that once you're pushing the upper limits of the speed on your wheel, people think, okay, I hear the beep. If you hit a bump and when you come down, you torque the wheel and cut it out. That's what a lot of people don't understand. When you're hitting those bumps, man, you're coming down and you're boom, you'll push the speed up real quick and end up cutting the wheel out. So that's one thing when you're riding up at the upper limits of the wheel, you got to be careful, man. You
You
know?
know what? I think also if your wheels like fully charged and you're going downhill, you can overpower your wheel.
Oh yeah,
And
100%. Yeah.
yeah, I
Hey,
haven't had that, but I've heard that that happens. I think
CJ,
CJ
thanks
is
for
calling
joining
it
us,
a
bro.
day.
Thanks, man. Appreciate you being here, man.
Thanks, CJ.
Yeah, even having your battery charged completely up and then going down a hill, you can F and shut your wheel off too. You're putting too much power back in. That thing will cut off on you.
Yeah, there needs to be more safety in a lot of different areas. And the more people talk about it like us and people talk about this kind of stuff, the more it gets brought into the light. And it's just better for the community.
Yeah, George, I will give it a few days. I'll let this one I'll put this one up and then I will do a AI recap.
Oh yeah. Yeah, Duff and them are doing all that AI stuff. Yeah, you seen the Marty one?
Dude,
That shit was fucking funny where he's talking about
that
the
was
water dripping
so
down his cape,
funny, bro. That
and then
was
he says,
so
"I
funny.
love you, I love you, Duff," or something.
Oh my goodness, dude.
I'm
I,
like,
I was at
man,
dude, I was watching that thing on the freaking bus laughing.
I'm hoping that now it's war between Duff and Marty on the AI clowning, And Marty does a good one about Duff now. Because that one was too. That was classic. That was just good, man.
Yeah, dude, that was good. Stan, I agree with you 100 on that one. Yeah, King songs, their older wheels are the best, dude. 100%.
I think their best wheel was the 16 XL.
Dude, the 16X, the 18XL is still legendary too. I would I don't want to say anything, dude. I just want this what I saw, what I was telling you about. I want to see when that goes up. And if that thing goes live, the deals you can get on that freaking thing, and they had some really great deals on some of those wheels, man. I might snatch one of those things, dude.
I'm like, man, I like the V12, man. I think it's not for racing for me at all, but a pretty good high speed
Gives
commute.
you
That's
solid speed
wheel.
commuter city banger wheel,
And then
dude.
I love speakers. You know, I'm a big into music, so to me, that's one of the first wheels that I had that had like really good sound. And it has 8 speakers in it, dude. 8.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
dude.
So
That
that's the sound.
man. I wish you wouldn't have said that, dude. I had that wheel nearly in the cart. I was looking at it. I was like, should I just go ahead and get
With
it,
the
man?
V12?
The V12 Pro, yeah.
Yeah, dude, I really if I could afford it right now, I would get it because
I could
I
buy that
have
thing
a
right.
V12 I got to fix, right? Because I remember I flooded that damn thing. And I'm like, well, if I'm going to spend 400 on a damn motherboard or 300, damn, if I could just spend 5 more hundred or whatever, I can buy a new wheel. And
Yeah.
then I got spare parts,
Yeah.
you know? But
Facts,
yeah,
George.
it's a good
Facts.
wheel. I think that if a beginner rider, I think that's a really good wheel too because it's cheap. It's cheap.
Hmm.
And if you learn really fast, it's not
You can
just a
still use it.
beginner, but it's kind of like an intermediate kind of wheel also.
You can keep that
So
wheel
it's
for a
like in
while.
the middle.
Yeah. You can keep that. You'll have that for quite a few years.
Yeah,
Only
because
way
I
you have to
mean,
get rid of it.
I went over 40 miles per hour on mine.
Yeah, you can
I
get
wouldn't
40 on that thing
recommend
easy.
it, but I wouldn't recommend it.
Oh,
it's kind of shaky at high speeds.
they don't ship to Europe. Mm, why is that? That's weird. Let me think.
So,
Oh, I want to ask the people that are in
see,
here and one that watches the video, what would you guys think about me adding a e-bike to my channel? Yes, no, maybe, or just stick with
I don't
E's?
know.
I knew you were gonna say that, dude.
Hey, no, but hey, that V12 thing, you know how that guy gets around that Europe thing? Well, the price is 9.99. In Europe, I don't know what the price is, but just think about it. If it's 9.99, maybe you got to have a buddy out in the States,
Yeah,
have him send it to you.
yeah, and just
You're
having
still
said,
going to save money on it. You're still going to save several hundred.
yeah, and it's still be cheaper.
Yeah, because once the V12 goes back to regular price, it's what was it, 1,900?
It
Like
was, yeah, about 19. It was
or
about 19, right?
2,000, something like that.
It was
So
just 1999 or something, 2 grand,
yeah, so if
1999.
he gets it for 9.99 and says, "Hey, buddy, I'll give you $100 to ship it for me," and then you pay what, $400 to ship it to Europe, you're still at like 13, 1,400 for a V12.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
You know what you can do? One will dream. Check E-Rides. A lot of times E-Rides offers with the fees, he offers really good deals and prices on
hey,
wheels too.
one wheel needs an American friend, Sensei.
Well, you're on here, man. You got a lot of them. Got us,
Yeah,
man.
I have to get an American friend. Where is he about in Europe?
he's
Where?
it's he's Sweden, I
Oh
think.
yeah, Sweden. That's right.
Yeah. The Commander Pro, dude. Yeah, I always like the Commander Pro, man. I've always liked that wheel. Always liked that
Yeah,
wheel.
I like Extreme Bull. They're good.
I like the Mini
They're
Pro. I
good.
thought the Mini was nice. I like the Mini.
I love the Mini. I love the Mini.
Dude, you can get
I
it
mean, when I
now.
sold it to Guy Long, I was like, oh man, I'm gonna regret. And I did regret it, but then I was like, you know what? I kind of needed to get rid of wheels because I had like I don't know why anybody would want like 12 wheels or
I
15
could I
wheels, but
couldn't do it. I had to get rid of one because it was just sitting, and I
I
didn't want
think two or
it.
three, two wheels, three max, but I had I had the Z10, the V12, the V10, the Commander, the Master. It's like I was like, well, I just need the Master and the V12. So I got rid of the Z10 and the Mini, and I want to
Mm.
get rid of the V10. I think I'm gonna give it to some young kid that I know. I think I'm gonna give it to him.
Yeah, I have well, my wife has a V10 sitting over there. I'm looking at it right now. I got the T4, the EX20, and the RS, and I don't know. I don't know, man. I love the EX20, but I don't know. I'm not riding as much as I am the other one, so I have to see what I'm going to do.
Well, the EX20 is good for long range. I mean,
Dude, it got battery for days. Like I said, if I know anyone that was looking for a long range wheel and they're willing to come pick it up, I might actually sell it. We'll see though.
yeah. I mean, if you, I don't know. I think that's a good wheel for you to keep, honestly, dude. Because if you ever do long range, if you do, you
Yeah.
got one. You don't need
Yeah, I
another
gotta
one.
take that'd be good. I wanna do a ride in Pittsburgh with that wheel. I've never got to take it back to Pittsburgh.
Have
Um
you ever did any seated riding with it?
that believe it or not, that wheel is still hard. It's like it's weird. It's not a very tall wheel. The T4 is just as high as that wheel. It's
Really?
yeah. I'll do a quick comparison and I'll put up like a quick short video. I'll probably do that tomorrow just so you can see the height difference between the T4 Pro and the EX. It's dude, it's not very much. They're almost identical in height. That's what I keep telling. The T4 Pro it's 70 pounds. It's a little wheel, but it's not little. 70, it still has some weight to it.
That's kind of heavy.
Yeah, it's 70 pounds, dude.
Yeah, because the Master is like 80 something,
80 what,
and the Blitz
84?
is like 70 something.
Yeah, it's not. That's what I tell people. It's not light. It has some heft to it. It's like narrow.
Yeah, I like the T4. It's a good wheel.
Dude, it's a solid little city banger, dude.
But
I
honestly, if the Falcon, if the price of the Falcon came down, I would consider that too because the
oh yeah,
weight of that thing, there's nothing lighter than the Falcon with suspension
no,
that's got that quality.
no. Well, the one's coming out, but it's not out yet. That emotion that looks like that little miniature V12.
Yeah, yeah,
I
that
can't
looks,
remember.
yeah.
I can't remember the name of it now. Is it what, the 25, the E25? I think.
Yeah, but see, look, on the Falcon, I think you could adjust the suspension and put aftermarket stuff on it.
Well, it comes with two sets of springs. It has the light springs and then the heavier
Yeah,
spring.
and then motion, you're not getting none of that. I haven't even looked at it, but I'm almost 100. You're not.
No, it's
You
probably
know,
got
they don't make their wheels so you could put aftermarket stuff. I mean, the
makes
only
sense.
one that I've seen is the V14. That's it.
Dude, that's a little freaking rocket ship for 2,700 bucks, man. That's a
And
good
that's
deal.
the only one that they're really not lowering the price on too much.
Well, it was 3,200 bucks. The V14. Now it's down to 27.
Yeah, but I'm saying compared to like, do you remember when the V13 came out, right?
Mm-hmm.
That was a $4,000
That was
wheel
a
almost.
$4,000 wheel, dude.
So how do they take that and the other day they had it on sale for $1,300?
1,300. Oh, dude, you know what I
But
saw?
the V14 they only lowered it down by 500-600 bucks.
Mm-hmm.
It's because it's a better quality material, better quality product. That's their
Yeah,
best wheel in my book. That's their best wheel
yeah. I
besides
think the V14
the
is.
V12. But the V12 is to me it's like a little pet peeve more like it. But yeah, the V14, dude.
They I saw, and again, I want this site to go up full fledged. They had the Mini with 50 SLs for 2,100 bucks, brand new. Dude, that's a freaking steal, bro.
That's a good deal.
That's a
That's
good
a good
effing
deal.
deal, man. With 50S batteries, a wheel that's
I'll just
capable of
tell
hitting
you,
50.
the Mini, when I was riding the Mini before I got the Master, right? I got it up to about 52 miles per hour, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it was great, but it was a little scary up at that high speed. Um, but at like, if you were like an off-roader, because I'm not, um, going at like 15 to 30 miles per hour, it just has mad fucking torque. It
Yeah.
fucking and then I had that all-terrain fucking tire on it,
Mm-hmm.
and there's trails all over where I live. They do these fucking off-road things called the Baja 1000,
Ah, yeah.
and they do so. There's a lot of off-roading people where I live. A lot dirt bikes, all quads and shit. And so there's a lot of trails out here. And that Mini, dude, if I was an off-roader, I would say that has mad potential to be an off-road wheel, just like the V14 and some of the off-roading wheels that they got out there.
Oh,
And
yeah.
and that's the Mini, dude. And that's
The
the Mini.
mini, the mini might wind up in my freaking arsenal, dude. It might wind up in there. I always
Yeah, the
tell
Mini's a
people
good
if
wheel.
you want to know what wheel I'm going to get, go back and if you notice, a lot of times when I demo wheels, like I talked about the T4 Pro a while back in my video, and I ended up getting one. You know,
Yeah.
the RS, same thing. Went back, I ended up getting one. So it's like I kind of wait. I kind of wait for wheels to work the kinks out. So
Well, if that Mini, right? Because I keep telling you about that GT, man. To me, that that if I would have seen that wheel, that might have been the wheel I bought before the Master,
I believe it.
because because it's a 20-inch tire, just like the
Hmm.
Master, and it
Yeah,
has and
that's
it
all it
has
is a master.
LED
That's all it is.
lights, has speakers like I like. It has hydraulic suspension like this new
That
wheel that
new,
Jim Tao and them are making.
yeah.
So, and I'm like, man, if I would have seen that, I probably would have got it, dude.
If I mean, if they have the price of that version of the V4 with the hydraulic suspension, if the price is too high, just get that. Just get the
Yeah,
GT. Just get that.
yeah, yeah. Because like he's gonna let me know the price, but from what I'm seeing, it's gonna be pricey. It's not gonna be cheap.
I don't think it's going to be cheap.
It's not gonna
I'm
be cheap.
and
I say at least 3,500,
yeah,
maybe
it's going to
three
be about the
thousand.
same as the
It's
X
got to be
Ray.
over 3,500. I don't even think it'll be 3,000. I think it's gonna be like 35, 39 between there,
If it was like
because
twenty eight
it's
hundred
a
bucks,
limited
I would.
edition, dude. Limited
Yeah,
edition.
yeah. Panda's still around. Um, you'll see him popping up in videos here and there. And Panda's a mega. He's a mega miler, dude. Panda will freaking ride 300-400 miles in one freaking shot, man.
Is that a New York rider?
No, Panda is in Boston. He's a Boston rider. He's up
Boston,
there,
eh?
Boston, over here in the yard. Guys, we're gonna get ready to shut this thing down. It is
Yeah, it's been good
1:10,
times.
1:10 in the morning.
Yeah, if
And
you guys
I
want
want
to
to,
join us again next week with
oh, we
Zen,
got Zen. We got Zen. Good luck to Zen and Roger in the race tomorrow. Um, Again, I want to thank everyone for joining us on your Friday night, Friday morning. This was
thanks, Zach.
awesome. Uh, Greenmaster Mike, again, thank you, bro. You help put this thing together. Appreciate you, bro. And a
Rebel
big
Riders, man.
Rebel Riders. And a big thank you to everybody that's on the stream, that was on the stream, and that watched the stream. I appreciate
Yeah,
each
thanks
and
for
every one of
joining.
y'all. A couple channel updates. Guys, thank you so much. I've hit over 1,800 subscribers, and that all goes out to all of y'all. I appreciate each and every one of you. I really do. I try to stay engaged with you guys, putting out constant content. If you guys could please give the video a like, share the video, and if you like these streams, we'll keep them coming. I'll try to get more guests on here. We
Yeah,
got
we'll
Zen
get a
Lee
bunch for
coming.
you, man. We'll get them for you.
We get Zen Lee on here. I'll double back with Roger and see if we can get the E-Wheels team on here. That'd be really cool. They can answer all your questions about racing more so than me because I don't race very often. And again, guys, thank you so much. You
Thanks,
guys don't know
Sensei.
how much I appreciate you guys. I really, really do. I really, really do. And that's coming from the heart. I do. And Mike, you talk to me a lot, so you know how I feel
Yeah,
about
you're good people, man.
the content that I make, and I'm always trying to help out the community anytime I can. Uh make me a mod. Make you a mod. We'll see. Diva, man, I just wish I could ride with all you guys, man. That would be freaking awesome, man. That would be just so awesome. But anyway, guys, thank you so much. Remember, you get on your wheel, you ride it like you hate it. You be safe out there. You ride it like you hate it. I'm Sensei. You are Green Master Mike in the house. Everyone, hello. Good night.
Good night.